in my eyes. But you all, I bought me a microwave. You know how as you get older and you buy certain things, and I don't know, at least for me, you get excited about it. Well, I bought me a microwave. And for this year will be the 6 years since I've been on my own. September 2023 will mark the 6th year since I've been on my own. And I never had a microwave, never bought a television. I just been pure on minimalist. And so I finally gave in and I bought me a microwave simply because I'm tired of using the oven because the oven takes so long. And so, I bought a microwave, and it's not that I couldn't afford it. I just never really just thought of buying one. So I bought one now. So when I get home, I can heat the taco meat that I made yesterday as opposed to putting it on the stove. So I don't know. Stuff like this just makes me excited. Like buying stuff. As you get older, I mean, at least for me, don't you get excited about new stuff that you buy? So, hey, Squill. So, oh Lord, there's like a sheriff right there. I know. I'm like in his way. But, sheriff, police, he's just looking at me. I'm like, I ain't mean to be in your way, dog. But anyways, I bought me a microwave. So, I'm gonna heat up the taco meat that I made yesterday, and I bought me some potatoes too. So y'all been thinking about going on a potato diet, like honestly, because I need to lose some weight. As you get older, it's hard for you to lose weight, and at my age I feel like it's gotten extremely hard. Because I remember in 2021 I lost 30 pounds in a month. I can barely lose 20 in a month now, hell 10. And so I was looking at different stuff on YouTube. I was like, should I try this potato diet stuff? And a potato diet is not only for weight loss, it's also so you can lose like your sense of, how a lot of us, especially me, we eat food, not when we're hungry, but we also eat food when we want to watch TV or when we want to watch a show or just for being stressed out and stuff like that. And that's me. So the potato diet helps you kind of like lose your sense of, I guess, hunger or taste for certain foods and stuff like that. So I don't know, I may try it out and see how it goes. But your boy bought a microwave. I bought a microwave, so that's good. I'm happy I bought a microwave. And next week I'm gonna make me a list to go shopping, as opposed to going and buying out food every day. I'm gonna make me a shopping list and see how that works out. What they doing over there? But yeah. So I was looking at the microwave, and this lady, she had an accent. She just started talking to me. She's French. She's 93 years old, and she was like, "Which one do you think is a better microwave?" I was like, "Ma'am, you asking the wrong person. I'm not a chef. I just came here to see if the prices on this section was lower than a microwave on the other side of the store." And we just started talking, and she's from France, and her daughter is like maybe 50 something, and her mother is like 93, and the mother clearly has a foreign accent, but the daughter, I mean, she's an American, born here, and yeah, so the mom was really sweet. And of course, politics got in discussion. She asked me, the mother, who's 92, she's like, "Are you Hispanic?" I was like, "No, my parents are Palestinian, yada, yada, yada." And I was like, that's a whole conversation, a whole different conversation. And her mother was like, she wanted to be a teacher growing up, but she had a strong accent, so she just never, became a teacher, yada, 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 yada. And just looking at her daughter, you didn't even think that was her mother. Like, because her daughter is like pure on American, like, And I don't know how we got into this discussion, but the daughter, Well, the mother starts saying that the mother was asking me if I watched some type of show. I forgot what show it was. It's like The Stories or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I haven't had a TV in like over 10 years. And she's like, well, and so her daughter was like, well, what do you use? I'm like, well, I have a cell phone, I have a laptop. I don't have, a TV. I really don't watch TV like I used to. And I was like, I'm very on, YouTube and stuff. She's like, well, YouTube has a bias. I'm like, for sure YouTube has a bias, but I mainly watch like vloggers or like entrepreneurs or just, stuff to learn. Like I was like, when I was in college, like I'll learn certain things and help me understand certain subjects like accounting when my teachers weren't really that great at teaching and stuff like that. So anyways, but the daughter, she said she's a conservative, and the mother, she said like her mother said she's like fiscally conservative, social liberal. I told the woman, I was like, you know what? I don't know what I am, because I feel like as soon as you pinpoint what you are politically, people are going to start labeling you, saying you support this person, that person, whatever. And so, that's it. I didn't really go on depth because I didn't want to, about the politics and stuff like that. And then for some reason we got in a conversation about Spanish and everything. And I was like, well, yeah, in certain states, they're requiring people to speak Spanish with certain jobs, like in Miami or in like Texas. And some people, they don't like that, which I can understand, because learning a new language is extremely hard. And, they don't feel the need that they should be learning a new language. But then again, the other side is there's no definite language here in America. Like English is not the definite language. And of course, the conservative daughter she had a problem. Very obvious she had a problem that I said that. She was like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, there's no governmental like requirement that you got to speak English to be here in America. Hell, I had professors that didn't even speak English well. I had a Spanish professor, she didn't even know much English, so anyway, so yeah, but that whole topic, but yeah, the mom, she was so cute. She said she's 93. I'm like, well, Barbara Walters was 93. She just passed away the other day. The mom, like, walking. She had no cane, nothing. Her back was like, of course, her back wasn't straight, whatever. But, very adorable lady. And for 93, she looks good for 93. So, but yeah, so I bought me a microwave. And I'm excited about it. As you get older, you start to get excited about stuff you really didn't care for when you were younger. So buying a microwave, buying some furniture, buying any kind of appliance, like, I don't know, that excites me versus saying, I got tickets to a concert, right? I got tickets to a Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Usher concert or something. So I ain't doing nothing today, y'all. I was a good son, and I took my my parents on errands and stuff like that, and then I went to Walmart. I bought me some taco shells because I ran out of taco shells yesterday, because I made tacos, and for the taco meat, I used 2 pounds of taco meat, which is a lot for one person. So, I have some leftovers. So, but they say tacos, pizza, Asian food, it tastes better on the second day, because everything just, when you have it in the fridge, everything just, I don't know, the ingredients just compress together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm not doing nothing. It's 70 degrees. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't got nothing going on, I was looking at car rentals the other day because I was like, I really want to go on a road trip. Like, I want to go to Florida, or, like start from Pensacola and go all the way down. But I don't want to risk taking my car, because I don't know if my car could drive all the way out there like that. So I was looking at rental cars, and it's expensive. It's like $1,000 a week. You're going to rent a car, So I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Because I've been saying I want to go to Florida like after the New Year's, because, the hotels. The only time I took a road trip, I don't know why my phone keeps disconnecting. The only time I took a road trip was when I had to for Hurricane Ida in 2021, and I went to Mississippi. Like, I was trying to go to Florida, but the traffic was bad, so I went to Mississippi instead, you know, because, I mean, again, it took me 7 hours just to get to, I went to a place called Pascagoula, Mississippi, you know, it was like not too far from Biloxi, which was still in hurricane territory. And after the lady was telling me what she told me, I was in the hotel lobby for an hour thinking, should I continue driving or should I stay in this hotel? But by the grace of God, there was only one room left. So I was like, I'm going to take it as God's word. I'm going to take this one room, you know, and risk, you know, because Mississippi was still in Ida's territory. Ida went all the way to New York. Like, Ida was that hurricane just went everywhere. So... But yeah, so that's the only time. And I actually took the evacuation as, like, you know, a positive, you know, self-reflection moment, saying if it takes a hurricane to get me out the state, you know. So look at Zipcar rental. Because I don't want to pay $1,000 and then, you know, I don't want to fight nobody at the register or argue anybody, because you know how they are. They're going to charge me all of these fees. They're going to try to rip me off, and I don't got time for that. So I don't want to pay, like, you know how they are at these rental places. They're going to try to rip you off and stuff like that. So I honestly would just rather take my car and just risk it, you know, not go all the way straight to Miami, just like for the day, go to Pensacola, then the next day, go to another city, next day, go to another city. I actually feel like my car could do it, but I do have, like, you know, this car does have issues. So, I mean, I really don't want to take the chance. And then I do want to take the chance. Then I don't. When Hurricane Ida hit, I had no choice, because I'm like, I'm not staying here with no electricity and no water. I'm not doing that, you know. So I left, and I'm like, look, as long as I just get out of here, I don't know if this car is going to take me to where I need to go, but as long as, you know, and I didn't have trouble. I did not have trouble. So, you know, hello, Laura, with your boy by the microwave, you know, finally, almost 6 years, over 5 years, and I bought me a microwave. That tells you how responsible I am, you know. I bought a microwave after 5 years. Ain't that crazy? I'm like, damn, Jordan, took you 5 years to buy yourself a microwave. So, and I bought me some hot sauce and then some taco shells and some soft tacos. But yeah, so, yeah, a lot of y'all was asking me if I have a blog or something. I mean, like with my other video, because I was like, I really don't want to talk about, like, hot topics with a bias. So, for example, there's this prisoner that just got out of jail in Palestine. He is reportedly the longest prisoner in Palestine. And so I was reading this person's post about this man, and the guy who was, like, pro-Palestine, clearly, because his post said that Israeli apartheid locked him up. But then I'm like, well, why would they just they're not going to lock someone up for no reason. So supposedly the guy ended up killing an Israeli soldier. Him and his brother killed, and maybe some other people, but him and his brother killed an Israeli soldier. So he's been in prison for like 40 years, and he just got out, and his brother's about to get out of prison the other week. And so it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I'm sure there's more to that story than, like, you know, them just locking him up. He had to do something, you know. So, you know, so I don't know, y'all. I'm just tired of talking about, you know, just politics and stuff like that. It's too toxic. It's too negative. And so, you know, down the line, I was thinking about, if I do end up getting a job as a reporter, I want to make a YouTube channel, like, around that. Like, I started watching this girl. She left the business. Like, she ended up leaving the business because she just, you know, she didn't like the hours and the pay and stuff like that. So she left. And plus, like, she was making more money, and she is making more money on her YouTube channel. So, like, basically her reporting shift was overnight. Her shift started at 3:30 a.m. and her shift ended at 12:30 p.m. That's her shift. However, there's days where you may stay longer. So, like, that's your shift, but you know how it is in news. Certain things may pop off and they may need you. Like, say, hey, we need you live in this area. There was just a murder, or there was an explosion or a fire hazard or something. And so, certain times you're not leaving at 12:30 p.m. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen, right? And so 3:30 p.m. So she would wake up around 2 o'clock. Her shift starts at 3:30 a.m. ends at 12:30 p.m. And then after that, on a normal day, she would go home and she would go to sleep at 6 o'clock or something, right? Because you got to sleep. You got to get at least 6-7 hours of sleep. She would sleep around like 6 and get her 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, so she can go to the, so she could do the next work day. And it was just like too much for her. And of course, like, she had this YouTube channel. And so her coworkers were not being nice to her, according to her, because she had all of these followers on YouTube. And, plus she was getting anxiety. Like, she would wake up wet. Like, her shirt would be wet when she woke up. And she went to the doctor. You can look her up. Her name is Clancy Burke. When I'm saying she spoke about all of this publicly, her name is Clancy Burke. When she went to the doctor, like, the doctor said she has anxiety because each time she woke up, literally like her t-shirt would be wet. He was like, well, you have anxiety. He or she. And so she was like, I got tired of trying to find out stories and, try to figure out your next story, because in news, it's kind of no different with YouTube, at least, like, stories come to you. If you're like a content creator, all you gotta do is look at the blogs, see what they talk about. But in news, sometimes they want you to find your own stories. And what they call it enterprising stories. So you find your own stories that's not in a press release, that's not being, given to you by someone that is calling the station. You're finding this on your own, literally on your own. You try to have your own exclusive, like, stuff like that. And so she just didn't like it, And I always struggled with trying to understand people like that, because if you study journalism in college, I'm like, well, what did your professors teach you? I mean, did they not tell you that the industry, which a lot of them don't, they don't tell you about the industry. You would have to do an internship. And so, like, it's a brutal business. It's really brutal, right? But her last job, and I would love to have this problem. Her last job, she was making $65K a year, which is a lot of money for her age, because she's like 27 now, but she was making this at 24, 25, and this is 2017. That's some good money to make $65,000 a year. Now, is it a lot compared to the market she was in? Maybe not, because it was overnight and she was in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is like market 30 something. So, and plus you're working overnight. So, I mean, okay, but 65 grand, that's still a lot of money to be making at 24 in 2017. And then you're doing your YouTube channel and you're making 6 figures on YouTube. Give me that problem. I would not be complaining. I would wake my ass up, excuse my language, I'm trying to be professional now, but I would wake up literally at 2 o'clock in the morning, do my shift, and come home and do a YouTube video once or twice a week, make that money. And like, so to me, I'm like, that's not a bad problem to have. But to her, it was like, well, I'm making more money doing YouTube, and then I'm not really liking this new stuff, which I can understand. So, she ended up leaving the business. But a lot of people, they talk about financial freedom and yada, 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 and the pros of financial freedom. But what they don't talk about is the cons. They don't talk about, which I faced cons, like isolation, depression. Like, it's just like being around, like, if you don't have like people to talk to, then it's like kind of hard. Like, so, but that's a great problem to have, them be making that salary, plus you're making great money on YouTube. I mean, I would love to have that problem. If that's a problem to us, baby, give me that problem, please give me, like, that's, to me, that's a blessing. But I can understand, at the same time, I can definitely understand what she was talking about, because I left my job over 2 years ago. I wasn't making no 65 grand, baby. I was making 12 an hour. That's literally the highest payment I ever got within working for someone, was 12 an hour with a college degree. So the fact, again, she was making 65 grand at 24. I'm 30 years old, and I've never made 65 grand a year working for somebody or working for corporate America. Like, to me, that's, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so I would love to have that problem. And like, I keep saying that, but honestly, to me, that's just like the grind, because like you're doing you have this following on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and and then you have your following from doing your reporting gig. I mean, that's what a lot of reporters are doing now. A lot of reporters now, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, and they're on Facebook. In the newsrooms, they're trying to incorporate the social media stuff because they realize millennials and the generation before me, they don't really watch TV as much as they used to. Everything they watch on their phones or online, and so they're trying to incorporate that because people, again, they're not watching TV. What are y'all saying? Zipcar rental, I'm gonna look them up. Thank you. I'm gonna look them up. Leave New Orleans. I remember you said you was depressed. Your name is Laurette. Oh, that runs in Laura. Zipcar is affordable on purpose. I meant to say Laura. I'm gonna look up Zipcar rental and see. I mean, because when I was looking up the prices, I made it to where it would have been a week to have the car, and it was like, which is $1,000. I mean, that makes sense to have something for a week, about $1,000. I mean, there was some with $800 and stuff, but again, I know as soon as I go to the facility, I know they're gonna charge me all of these other fees, or they're gonna try to upsell me and do all of that stuff. But yeah, so that's what I really want to do. As soon as I figure out what situation I'm going to be in, because I'm still going through like the interview processes and stuff like that, my celebration is going to be to go somewhere for like a week or something, so this one I want to do. Yeah, so they're trying to incorporate all of that. Like CNN just did a massive layoff. Like they just fired so many people because again, they got rid of their with the CNN digital thing. I mean, that thing didn't even last a month. They got rid of that. They laid off so many producers. Don Lemon, he lost his show, and now he's anchoring in the morning. They got a new guy at CNN who's running it now. He used to work for MSNBC. So, I mean, they're doing a lot of, and it's not just CNN, it's other places which I can't really think of. I mean, Twitter even, because, after Elon got his role, Twitter, he fired like everybody. So it's like a massive layoff everywhere. And a lot of people saying, well, there's jobs out there. Well, yes, there's jobs out there. But then again, a lot of companies have a hiring freeze. They can't hire people at certain times. So you're seeing all of these job applications out there, but people aren't going to interview you until maybe like 4 months down the line. Or they're hiring at the moment, but communication at the other end is not being received, right? You're not receiving communication from hiring managers. Or they want this perfect candidate. Like, you're not going to find a perfect candidate. I don't know why people think they're going to find someone perfect. And so yes, there's a lot of jobs out there. When I say jobs, I'm talking about jobs that require like a college, like a minimum, like a bachelor's degree, a college degree. I'm not talking about like McDonald's or like jobs that anyone can literally get. I'm talking about like, there are literally jobs out there with good benefits, a salary and everything, but it's just like a lot of candidates, they're frustrated because they're not really getting communication from the hiring managers. They deal with recruiters, and recruiters are not like doing their due diligence as a recruiter. There may be a hiring freeze going on, and so while there's a post out there saying they're hiring, the candidates don't know that. They don't know that there's a hiring freeze because that's not specified in the job post, so they don't know that. And like now, a lot of companies, they're trying, not companies, but the law. Like I just read something about Washington State. Like Washington State is now requiring that companies have to post their salary in their job descriptions. A lot of these companies, in most states, they don't post a salary in a job description. So literally in an interview, it's like you can want the job, but the salary may be low, like literally low, like to the point where like McDonald's kind of like payment, right? And so literally the first interview, I ask what the salary is. Like, that's like one of my questions. Like, you're supposed to have 3-4 questions prepared. One of them is the salary. I don't wait second, third interview. I don't agree with that. Do it your first interview, so then you'll know if you want to continue or not. Because at the end of the day, I mean, that's kind of the reason why you're getting a job, right? For you to pay your bills, and because you love the job, and you want to be an asset to the company and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So, I mean, And that's another thing in journalism, they don't really pay well. Starting period, they don't. Like, literally, a lot of people feel like people on TV get paid. No, they don't. They don't get paid well. Now you could get lucky, like certain companies, or let's say if you have an agent that can negotiate for you, but then again, you gotta have to either pay the agent like a part of your salary, or you're gonna have to pay them like this one-time fee, depending on how they work contractually and stuff. So I'm on a job hunt too. Don't expect professional folks quit. Yeah, so I mean, I've been looking since February, and I've turned down some gigs because, of the salary. But honestly, with the way my life going, I'm actually willing to do like a year, like at a job, like a year and a half, maybe, with a low salary, like something that I could survive on if it comes to that. I'm willing to do that for like a year and a half, and then moving on to like another location that would give me a better salary, so at first I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to sacrifice, and I'm still young. So like, to me, money is not money. I mean, money is important, but it's not really a huge thing, for me, because I know money, because I believe that money is energy. Like, money is energy. That's not even my belief. That's what it is. Like, I personally feel like you can attract anything you want to attract in life, with affirmations, with manifesting and stuff like that. Like, I literally the other day I listened to this person on YouTube who was doing affirmations and stuff, and I was going through the comments, and a lot of people were like, this stuff works. Like, I was reading people's testimonies, and I went to sleep with it on, which I try to do usually, try to go to sleep or try to listen to it during the day and stuff like that. Literally, I probably got 3 or 4 people that messaged me out the blue, for like, hey, like for an interview, or for them that they want to help or stuff like that. So it works. And so to me, like, money doesn't really make me happy, honestly. I mean, it's good to have, but of course I would love to make a lot of money down the line. That's not something I don't want, but I'm saying I'm willing to sacrifice some time, because I'm still young. I'm willing to pay my dues and sacrifice some time, like a year or 2 years, and then like work my way up. Like, I'm willing to do that. So now I ain't saying don't be giving me $22,000 a year. Like, one job literally for journalism was 22 grand, and this was like in Mississippi, and I'm like, hell to the no. Like, you can't, like, that's like, no, I'm not doing 22 grand, because you can barely get an apartment with that, right? You'd have to get a second job. And so yeah. So sometimes you got to sacrifice. I'm on a job hunt. Yeah, just listen to some affirmations. Like, go on YouTube and search job affirmations. And I'm telling you, like, find one with like millions of views and read the comments, people's comments. And a lot of them, like, they're just like, yeah, after listening to this X amount of times, like, I've always believed in manifesting, like, for years, but yeah, so that's the situation, y'all. I got my microwave, got my tacos, they in the back, so I gotta get going. Folks loan out cars for rentals like Airbnb. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm not. That sounds very hood. I'm not gonna rent out a car from somebody. No, I'm not doing that. I don't know. Maybe I'll probably look that up. That's a good idea, maybe. I don't know. I'd rather just go to a rental place. That's something I never thought of, like renting it from somebody, Yeah, check out affirmations. So affirmations is literally in the Bible and the Quran. It's just worded differently. Like, how when someone says that they want to pay it forward so they can get their blessing back, or they want to do a good deed, or you reap what you sow. That's what that is. So it's like, basically, with affirmations, you got to believe that, like, when you are okay, so how people believe in God most of the time. Like, if you're a religious person, a lot of people, they're gonna have faith when they are in good predicaments, but when they are in bad predicaments, like if they're looking for a job or they're running out of money, whatever, it's kind of hard for them to, like, believe in what they believe because they're in a bad predicament. And so the thing is, you have to believe at all times that good things are going to come to you, no matter if you're at your high or your lows. And it's the reason why people say that count your blessings, because when you count your blessings, like, more good things are coming your way. And so anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'll listen to it overnight. I try listening to it in the car. I've done this for years and stuff like that. And, like, I may get a random email and you don't question it. Like, so this person emailed me back. Like, I emailed this person like early December, last year, December that just passed. This person emailed me back 2-3 days ago saying he apologized. And I'm like, no worries. He apologized. So, I mean, I'm not going to question it, And so I was like, yep, that's because the affirmations. I'll listen to some affirmations and stuff, One person who I don't know, who's, like, in a business, or who may know somebody in a business that can help me, like I'm gonna be talking to this person Monday. I don't even know this person, but they reached out to me. They were like, hey, like, I saw your post on LinkedIn. Is important. Get you a LinkedIn too. Like, I saw your comment on somebody's page, and, like, it impressed me. I see you're looking for, a certain job. And mind you, I don't know this person. Like, literally never met this person. Don't know him. Like, he was like, I want to help out. Would you want to schedule a call? And yeah, so, like, we scheduled a Zoom call for Monday that's coming up. And I don't know. I don't even know what to expect from that call, but I'm just going to just see what happens. Like, I'm not expecting anything, but you just never know. And the comment was under a post from someone that's in the business, that is in the media business. So more than likely, they're connected to people who probably can help you or something. So, but yeah, so just certain things like that. Or even before the pandemic happened, before we found out about COVID, I literally applied for a job like maybe 8, 9, 10 months prior. And all of a sudden I get this email. By listening to affirmations, I get this email saying, hey, like, I noticed you applied months ago. Are you still interested for an interview? And I said yes. I went for the interview, but then COVID happened, and the job just didn't work out. But hey, I've known for a fact that the reason why I got that email is because I was listening to affirmations. Like, I don't doubt it 100%, So, and it's like, you got to believe it. Like, you got to believe it's coming. Like, you got to believe that whatever you believe in, God, the universe, or whatever, you got to believe that, like, you have it already. And it's going to work out. You see what I mean? So, now, how you go about it with your attitude, like, you may get the interview and stuff like that, right? But you got to make sure you're prepared for the interview. It's not like you get the affirmations and you're saying the affirmations, you get an email for the interview, then you got the job. No, you got to put some action into it, right? So you got to put some action into it. I remember that I was reading The Secret. That has to do with law of attraction. The Secret. Literally, the last page was about a homeless guy, and how he received money, yada, 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 from somebody. No lie. This was what, probably 3-4 years ago. I was at Barnes & Noble's reading it. Like, I read the whole thing. And then I put it back on a bookshelf after I read it. No lie. This is true story. I put it back on a bookshelf. I went downstairs. I left Barnes & Noble. Was going to my car. I don't know where this guy, I'm telling you, like, no lie. Hey, Ms. Banks. So when people tell me they don't believe that people have gifts, like when people can't see certain things, or, like a sidekick or a medium, whatever, it's like, how can you not believe that, but you believe in affirmations? Like, to me, that's energy and that's power. So no lie, literally left the Barnes & Noble. Some guy just came up to me. I don't know where this guy came from. Like, I don't know where, literally told me that, like, he just lost his job and he needed money, yada, yada, yada. I didn't question it, nothing. I gave him a couple dollars, And literally the last page out that book was about a homeless guy asking for money. And so, like, I was like, well, that's a confirmation right there. And so I gave him some money, you know. So, hey, Ms. Banks. Yeah, LinkedIn has exploded. Like, I had LinkedIn since 2011, and I haven't started using it until this year. And it has exploded during the pandemic. Now a lot of people are on it now, you know. And so I've been using it for the past, like, 10, like, almost a year maybe. Like, February would be a year. But I've been consistently posting on there for like 3 months now, maybe. And so I'm trying to grow my LinkedIn. I don't know, but it's good to make connections and stuff like that because, again, it's still not saturated. It just got popular like literally 2 years ago. Like, it just literally went, but it's been in existence for like over 10 years. I don't even know when LinkedIn first came out, but literally over 10 years. Maybe it came out maybe in 2000, maybe 2008, maybe, but literally the pandemic like exploded it. So if you're looking for a job, or if you want to network, or if you want to like just meet people or whatever, I recommend LinkedIn. But so I gave him some money, and it's just like, yeah. But so again, I do believe in affirmations 100%, you know. I mean, even Oprah Winfrey, she talks about it, and she talks about how she wanted the role of Sophia in The Color Purple. Will Smith talks about it. Jim Carrey. This is Jim Carrey, the actor, right? I get them confused. Drew Carey and Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's the actor. Drew Carey is the guy off The Price is Right? The host. Yeah, Jim Carrey talked about how he wrote a $10 million check, a fake one. Like, some people, they may write a check and they may plaster it on their phone like it's a screensaver, and when they wake up, that's the first thing they look at, and they envision themselves with it. And so he envisioned himself to have $10 million within a certain time period, and like, he had it, right? And so now I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people using that word manifesting. Like, I hear Sherry Shepherd, she says that all the time, just like, you know, manifestation. And I don't need y'all to overuse that word like how a lot of people overuse certain words. So I get tired of hearing it. But, you know, I know it's in the Bible. I know it's in the Quran and other religious books. You know, it's just worded differently, you know. So, but yeah, so give sadaqah to the needy. Let's pray. Well, you know, I gave him money simply because, I mean, it's like, I felt like that was affirmation for what I read in the book. You know, normally when I'm driving, there be a lot of people out in the streets with signs. A lot of them, they not even homeless. They lie. Like, there's one person over here. I think he served in the military. He has one leg. And like, I think I don't know if that's his girlfriend or his wife. She parked like literally across the street. One time I saw her, and when I saw her, her eyes just went big. Like, she was shocked. What she do is she parks on the other side of the street. She go to the gas station and she walks while her man, I think that's her man, he just with a sign. So I try not to even look at him. Like, I don't give people money, people that, you know, with the signs, because a lot of them, at times, they got good clothes on, you know. And so I really just pay them no mind. But for that situation I did, because a lot of them, they lie, and a lot of them, they make good money. One time there was this lady, she was out here with I saw it on social media. She was wearing a pregnant suit. She was faking that she was pregnant. So I don't know what she had under her shirt, but she wasn't pregnant, but she was wearing some type of costume, and she put a shirt over it to make it appear like she was pregnant, but she was not, and she was asking for money. So, you know, there's a lot of scam artists out here. So, but yeah, so I do believe in affirmation. I'm telling you, I went to sleep with it on, you know, and I try to listen to it. There's one person who I've been listening to. He got a lisp, and people with lisp, like, I don't know, it's just annoying. You know, because they have emphasis on their words. So in other words, they're like, it's like a vocal fry, basically. Like, I believe in these practices, you know, so you kind of hear that anytime there's a word with an S sound in it, it's just like very, there's emphasis on it, and it's, I don't know, to me just irritated me, so I tried not to pay attention to it. But I was reading the comments, and a lot of people that was writing the comments on YouTube, they were saying that it worked for them. And so by me listening to this guy, like, again, I had people like hit me up like randomly, you know, on LinkedIn and email, even interview, even like an email that I sent a month ago, you know, and I got a response finally, and they're like, I apologize, but I didn't question them. Like, no worries, you know, when can we talk, you know? So, but yeah, so I mean, there's money affirmations, there's positive affirmations, there's job affirmations, there's literally affirmations for everything. There's entrepreneurship for you. I even did it for YouTube, for this channel. I even did it, like, no lie. This was like, oh, this is before the pandemic. I told someone that I used to speak with, I was like, watch me, I'm gonna make this much money on YouTube. And I ended up making it, like, you know. So, but yeah, I know there's one woman, she has a channel, and it's all about law of attraction and everything. I forgot her name. Dang it, I forgot her name. I'm subscribed to her, but yeah, so but yeah, so just, you know. And there's some people that talk about how they got out of like credit card debt. Like some people, like there's one woman on YouTube I watched about a year ago. She said she was like $100,000 in debt, and she talked how she got out of it, I think less than a year or something, and that's through affirmations and stuff. So a lot of people do it with relationships. It's not just like for jobs and money or whatever. A lot of people do it for like love too, like love, or for friendships and stuff. Dating, like someone may write out exactly to the T who they want to meet. Like, in other words, like you got to be very specific, like how they look, what kind of job they do, like what their values are, and they journal it, like they write it down, and they write it down in a way where it's in, like they have it already, like it's coming, like it's present. And so they may write in their journal like, thank you, universe, for giving me this kind of person, yada 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 yada. And so they consistently write it, probably, I don't know, like maybe 3 times a day or maybe every day. Some people do 3 times a day, and then they just like let it go, and then the next week they do that 3 times, and then they let it go, and next week whatever. And so a lot of people do it for love. So that's good. I still have an old picture. Like I have a picture on my LinkedIn from when I was like 18 years old. I need to take a professional picture, you know. I still have like an old picture. Like I made mine when I was in high school. So like the picture is like old. I mean, I don't look really different, but I mean, I have gained some weight, so I don't look like that anymore. Although, you know, in high school, I was like 180, 185. So, I mean, not too far-fetched from what I'm now. But, yeah, it's an old picture. I got to change. A lot of people on LinkedIn, they need to update their picture, because there's one person on there, he had hair on his LinkedIn page. But in real life, he, like, his whole head is, like, shaved. He's bald. So, but, yeah, so, I mean, I got to take me another picture. So what kind of job are you looking for, Lorette? Like what industry is it? Do you work in like administration or yeah, on your LinkedIn page, there's a banner too. You can have this green banner around your profile picture that says looking for work. So make sure you have that on there. But yeah, I do need to revamp my profile. Like that's what I do. I need to do that. Why you don't use a green banner? You should, so people will know you're looking. And what I did was, another thing you could do is you can make a video. I don't know, I'm not sure if you're comfortable with like making a video of yourself, but One thing I did on LinkedIn was I made a video saying like what job I wanted and yada, yada, yada. And I got like maybe 2 or 3 people that reached out to me, and we weren't even connected. That's like what LinkedIn, like they'll try to, with the algorithms, they'll try to make your post like go to people you're not even connected with. As long as you have your settings reached out to everyone, not just like people you're connected with. So make sure your settings is like to where everyone can see your post. And so that's one thing I did. And I got how many people? I think I got maybe like 2 or 3 people that saw the video and they reached out. So you can do that. That may work. You gotta do something different, because not everybody's posting like words that they're looking for a job. Not a lot of people are posting a video out there saying that, hey, my name is Laurette Hamilton, my experience is this, I want to work in this industry, yada yada yada. I don't know if you're willing to relocate or whatever. Like, not a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people, they're just typing it out. So if you stand out, you can make a video on LinkedIn page and then write a little post of what you said in your video. Some people use hashtags, they may use some hashtags too. That sets you apart from a lot of people, because a lot of people ain't gonna make a lot of people still are shy, so or you don't even have to show your face. Like, you could just make a video and just show pictures, like show pictures of the company you worked for, show your resume and talk about the skills in your resume or whatever. Or you can make a private video and send it to the hiring manager of the company like you're interested in. Like those are things that a lot of people don't do. So that's just some tips. But yeah, so I think for me, the reason why I'm still looking is like some interviews, again, some jobs I've turned down, some interviews kind of went left because if you get on topics of the vaccinations and the CDC and yada yada yada, and so I just like, certain interviews I'm like, I can't really like show them 100% who I am. So you gotta I gotta kind of be a little bit less overbearing. Like on a first date, like if like you don't show all of you on a first date, right? Like your personality and everything. I will, but to a lot of people that's too much to handle. And so I was like, I had to learn that I got to kind of like take it a step 1 or 2 a little bit back and maybe save that until I end up in the room. You see what I mean? And so yeah. So I got to just kind of like push it a little back, kind of leave the other stuff out of it, until you enter the room, and then you can talk about what you want to talk about, so. I learned to value the honeymoon. Okay, that's interesting. I agree. When you say the honeymoon, are you saying like you learn to value? The honeymoon. I think. Are you saying like not being overbearing? Is that what you mean? Like you learn to value the honeymoon. Are you using that as a metaphor to not showing like all of you in the first interview? But yeah, so, and the thing is with me, I haven't had coworkers since July 7th, 2020. So it's definitely going to be a new type of environment to be in, considering the fact I never really had coworkers. And I know like a lot of companies, they're like, we're a family, yada, yada, yada. With all due respect, I don't really... It's not true. Like when company says you're a family, because more than likely when you move on from a job, like it's, the quote, like there's going to be people in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And so with the job, it's more for a reason because you work there, and it's a season. Like everything is temporary. A lot of people don't stay at jobs for like 10 plus years, right? And so when you move on, those same people aren't going to be contacting you. Not even one. Like rarely even one person will contact you and keep a relationship. So I don't really, you just got to go along with it. I don't really believe in like the whole family thing because it's not true. It's not, it's not true. It's just like companies, they just say that simply because they want to enforce like a positive work environment. But exactly, Lorette, exactly. And I kind of struggled with that, but I known that since for years. Like, I've known that already. Like, don't show all of you and stuff like that. Which is the reason why I never had a friend like at the workplace. Like, I've never hung out with, even like, I'm talking about ever. Like, I had my first legit job at 15. I've never had a friend outside of work that I worked with, because at that young age, I've always followed that, friendships aren't at work, and so don't get me wrong, like, some people, they find that they even find their lovers at work, or their best friend, but it's just like, it's not really an ideal thing. It's rare. um and so, yeah, you just got to be cordial and respectful, and stuff, and just share what you want to share. You don't gotta, like, you know you see what I mean. And it's sad to say, it's really sad to say, because really, work is literally a third of your day. Like, you're doing an 8-hour period. So, but the whole family stuff, I mean, it's like, that's not true, because it's not true. It's not. When you leave a job, you're more than likely that one person is not going to reach out to you. You're not going to be in contact with, that person you worked with. That's just the truth. It's not my opinion. It's just what it is. Next job go around, I promise you, I'll be asking people out for a coffee to learn how to play. You'll be asking. You so petty. Yeah, I mean, you could be strategic with it, I guess. Um, See, like, with me personally, like, years ago, I would saw that as being fake. Like, I'm like, well, that's not being real. Like, even in a workplace, like, if I didn't like somebody, they know I didn't like them, because in my mind, being real meant, like, you're showing me everything. Like, and so I was like, being real meant I showed this person everything. So, like, they known, at the end of the day, it's not really about me or you. It's about the essence of what this job is. So, example, if you're working at a McDonald's and you don't like somebody, okay, you may not want to invite them for coffee, but you got to be cordial, because at the end of the day, it's the customers who are supplying your paycheck, right? And so it's about the customers now. It's not really about whether you like this person or not. You're not here to like this person. You're here to work in an environment. This is why schools, they enforce group projects a lot, because there's always a person in the group that don't do the work that you don't like. There's at least one person, in the group project that don't do work, that's slacking and stuff. So when I was in college, I made sure I picked the group, because I'm not about to have a slack group. Literally, when I was in college, I left one group that I thought I was going to be in for another group that I known was going to be better. So, because I knew, like, the other people, they were smart, and I didn't care how they felt. I'm like, how the other group felt. I'm not y'all friends. We're not friends. We in class together, so y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. We're not friends, So I did what I had to do. So I was the Matthew Knowles and formed a group, together, and rightfully so. I got a good grade on it. So, but yeah, so I mean, just like asking for coffee, I don't know, like, there's gonna be, like, don't be extra. That's the thing. It's just like, be nice. Say hello, how are you? Yada yada yada. And whenever I started new jobs, like, in the beginning, it kind of, like, I observe, and it just kind of taking me a moment to kind of, like, be who I am and stuff like that. But yeah, but as you get older, you just know, what, you just got to be cordial. That's it. You got to be cordial, um, and stuff, like, so example, in media is a small ass industry. Like somebody knows somebody. And so people, if you have a bad situation with someone, a lot of people, they try to blacklist you. That's just, I mean, it's wrong. Like, they try to stop your bag, as they say, in the hood. Like, they try to stop your bag, and that's what a lot of people do. That like, they may make calls behind your back, and then they may say, don't hire this person. Like, I had that situation happen recently, and it's not right, because it's like, you don't do that. Even if it's someone you don't like, you never stop that person's potential. But I believe in God, and I believe in that person has the last, God has the last say. So, pandemic survival. Yeah, I mean, do you, if you wanna do that to, help you out, because like as humans, we're social creatures. So we gotta at least talk to somebody, right? So when I go to Walmart, again, I'm not friends with these people, but I converse with the employees. I mean, I was on my live stream, y'all saw it. And so like, because I don't talk to people, like, so I don't have friends because it's hard to make friends, so for me to talk to somebody, it'll be at a Walmart, when I go shopping, talk to a stranger, yada yada yada. Because I mean, if you don't talk to no one, then it's like that's not how your body's gonna react badly to that. Like, you're gonna get depressed and stuff. We're not antisocial. You gotta have at least one person to talk to, and so no, but I would go out with coffee with you, Lorette. Like, and it's not simply out of being cordial, just simply because like I like what you say, and you seem like you're open-minded and stuff like that. And so like my intention would be for a friendship. But even if that doesn't go with a friendship, like I still like that person. You see what I mean? But some people go out for coffee for networking, like, hey, let's chat over this for coffee or something like that, So me personally, I've been doing a lot of Zoom, a lot of Google, what do they call it? Google Meet or something, like, like one person, literally, I had an interview, which I thought it was an interview. This person, literally in the morning, I'm being interviewed by somebody. Well, at least I thought it was going to be an interview. This person tells me that he wants me to work at another place for like a year, get my bones wet, then come back to him. And that pissed me off. And literally in the interview, I told him that, like, you're wasting my time. Literally, no lie. Y'all know how bold I am. And when I tell you, this man's face got red because, how I am, or how you guys perceive me to be on YouTube, is how I am in real life. I don't fake the funk. And so I told him, you're wasting my time. Like, had you specified in an email that this is more for networking, I would have been fine with it, because I like meeting new people. But my expectation for this call was that it was going to be an interview. And his face got red because I was calling his ass out. And maybe he's not used to someone being as real and as bold and as authentic as I am. But that ended up being a relationship ruin. Now, should I have done it differently? Of course. Yeah, I should have done it differently. But again, there was one job I didn't get, and it was not because of the hiring manager interview. It was because his boss didn't see what the hiring manager saw. Until this day, for almost a year, I've been talking to this person, that's in the industry, and partly of it is because he wanted to hire me. But sometimes in life, if someone doesn't want to hire you because, or someone just wants this to be a networking call as opposed to like an interview. I mean, sometimes it's like you got to play the game and be like, okay, that's fine. And like be cordial about it, because that person may know somebody that, that can help you. But during that time, I was like, because I'm like, really? Yeah, well, everything is on Zoom because of the pandemic and stuff. That's why, like in the old school days, if you would want like a media job, like they would fly you out, or sometimes you got to fly yourself out, if it's in another state, or you got to take a bus or a train. But now everybody doing Zoom, and which I ain't complaining, so, but yeah. So I told him to his face, and I'm like, dude, you waste my time. And when I tell you, this man's, how someone is like white, like his face got red, like, because I put him on the spot, like, and so, but yeah, so you got to play the game. You do. Coffee with you would be authentic. Coffee with coworker. So you just said you're going to take someone out for coffee. That's your coworker. Yeah, I mean, I feel optimistic now. I think before I was just like frustrated because because I haven't had a job like for over 2 years. Like I've been technically a 1099 for over 2 years, and so um, again, I had to, I guess, familiarize myself with the market because, I mean, so in other words, you're gonna have flaky people. You're gonna have people that don't know how to communicate. You're just gonna be in situations to where it's like it's gonna make you frustrated. Like you're gonna be pissed off. I'm telling you. At least that's how I was. But now it's like you got to roll with the punches. And so, literally, I turned down an interview like 2 weeks ago because the girl responded 2 weeks later as to when she wanted our interview to be. And I turned it down because of her miscommunication, because she's supposed to be my boss and you don't have the basic fundamentals of communication. That's a basic skill and you don't have that skill. So I turned it down. Some people may say that, well, Jordan, you were wrong for turning it down. I mean, some people, they just suck at the jobs that they do. You should, but you know, that may be true. But I turned it down because of that. You know, because it's just like I don't want to work for somebody that don't know how to communicate. That takes 2 weeks. And not only did she take 2 weeks, because I just told y'all I responded to email from a person that just sent me an email from over a month ago. But this person had courtesy in his email. He apologized. This girl did not apologize. This girl said, oh, how about this date? Oh, almost 2 weeks later. No courtesy. No, I'm sorry. Nothing. And had she had some form of courtesy in that damn email, I would have just blown it off. I'm like, that's okay, no worries. Like I told the guy, he apologized, like, hey, I'm sorry for this late email, but are you available this time? Which the time was, what's today? The time was yesterday, but we had to reschedule yesterday. I ain't asked him why, so we rescheduled it to Monday. He had to reschedule the interview. I was like, okay, there's no problem, we can do Monday. But he apologized in the email. This girl, literally, no courtesy, nothing. So I'm like, no, I don't want, and I told her straight up, I ain't do the whole PR. I'm sorry, I'm going in a different direction. I gave her the reason. I'm like, you know, with all due respect, I don't want to move forward because, you know, there was a lack of communication here. Thank you so much, yada, yada, yada. You know, I gave her the reason, you know, so. But yeah, sometimes, again, some people may say, Jordan, you should have went along with the interview. Some people may agree with me. So it's just like, it just depends on the person, you know. But going forward, again, going forward is like, that's just how people are. Some people, they have jobs, they have titles that they really aren't qualified for. Because they lack certain areas, you know, and sometimes you just got to go along with it. Like if you want to work for a company, you're gonna have to work with people that don't really have the skills and don't really deserve the positions that they're in, and that's just, you know, something that I got to be reminded of, because the last job I had, that person was not qualified and we didn't get along. Literally, we didn't like each other, and so yeah, I just again. This is why I'm very big on freedom. You know, freedom is important to me, you know, because it's like, yeah. So best part of not working now is being able to take workshop or classes on Zoom. When I'm back in the work world, I'm certain folks. So you're saying just take people out for coffee just to, like, you know, talk about the work? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, go out for lunch with your coworker. That's, you know, that's fine, whatever. Don't get me wrong, when I meet somebody, I'm not mean. Like, I smile, say hi, how are you? Like, I'm nice. But more than likely, we're not gonna be kikiing and going to the movies together. You know what I mean? You see? Like, so, like, we're more than likely, it's like the only time I'll probably call you outside of work would be for like work reasons. Like, so I interned with this girl literally 10 years ago, since we're in 2023. 10 years ago, I did an internship at a news station with this girl. And I called her up like not too long ago, and it's like for a job, like, you know, and she helped me out, you know. It's like, but she's in Miami, whatever. And she works for Fox and stuff, but we're not really friends. We just know each other from that internship. We went to the same school together and stuff. And I'm like, hey, if I'm ever in Florida, would you mind me, like, you know, hitting you up and stuff, and like we can meet out for lunch and stuff, you know? So it's like networking. It's like I guess we can call like colleagues and stuff. And it's really nice. Yada 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 yada. But we're not friends per se. Some people may call it our friends because friends have a different meaning today. Like some people may call each other friends, but they haven't spoken like 6 months. I'm still not okay with calling someone my friend if we haven't spoken for 6 months. I mean, I guess it's a new terminology with new times, but again, you know, um, again, yeah. So, but yeah, so part of the reasons why, I mean, look, it could be a missed opportunity. If somebody want to be your friend outside of work, I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying be careful. That's what I'm saying. Just be careful. That's all. Be careful, because then you got to be mature enough when you aren't friends. You got to be mature enough to work with this person. Same thing with dating. Like, be careful. You know, sometimes you got to take risks. Life is all about risks. And so part of the reason why I probably don't have friends is because when people used to invite me outside of work, I used to say no. I used to be like, no, no. And that's simply because I followed the book. But, as I get older, I may change it. Who knows? I may change it a little bit. I may change it. Certain work companies, they have these parties. And in my book, Lorette, I'm like, F these parties, put that in my salary. Like, I don't care about these parties. I don't care about the donuts. I don't put that in my salary. Put the money you're spending on all of these incentives in my salary, But, yeah, so... But they try to make it like, oh, we're family environment. We had pizza parties. We had pool parties. We give out gift cards and certificates to high-class restaurants. I'm like, put that in my salary. Put all of that money you're spending on these high-class restaurant donuts, pool party in my salary. But you expecting professionalism from folks who goof all day long. Well, I guess, that's a basic thing to do. Like, if you are 2 weeks late to responding to an email for an interview date, I would expect at least like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I apologize, as opposed to, how about we do it this date without, like, how are you going to email somebody 2 weeks later and saying, how about we do it this date? Huh? And it's not because of the holidays, it's because that's just how people are. It's not the holidays, trust me. But yeah, so, and it's not everyone, but it's a lot of people, like a lot. It's a lot, especially in the media business. We're all about, we communicate. We're all about talking. Like, you would think that they would have it on point with communication. And so, oh, it's definitely hype. Oh, 100%. I've known that since I was a child. I just shared that, it's definitely, it's hype. And again, I've never had a friend outside of work ever. I can't even think of one. I have text people, outside of work, like a friendly text or whatever, but we didn't hang out or nothing. So, but again, you just got to play the game. And so that's what Monique, she didn't want to do. She didn't want to play the game. And I could see why she didn't want to play the game. Again, I could see both sides. I could see why she didn't want to play the game. She wanted to play the honest game. But that's just how it is. You got to kind of be like, be cordial. Even if you don't like the person, you got to be cordial about it. Everything is not going to go in your favor. Everything is not perfect. Life is challenging as it is. Don't make it even harder for yourself. So I had to learn that way, because I'm a full-on Scorpio. Like, I want it just how it's supposed to be. But sometimes it's not ran that way. So you gotta, you gotta play the game. One thing I didn't like about journalism is about that you can't really, like, a lot of them, they don't show their personality. You know what I mean? So it's like, on TV, you're this way, but behind the scenes, they're a whole different person, And so it's like, that's one thing that I struggled with, because I'm like, I want to be authentic. I want to be authentically me. And that doesn't mean me saying what my politics are or whatever. That's just like, I want to show, my personality a little bit, when I can, And so, but yeah, so you just got to kind of like roll with the punches. Life is already difficult as it is. Don't make it harder for yourself, because, it's at the end of the day, it's going to stress you out. It's going to make you have anxiety. You're going to be frustrated. But yeah, the family work hype is definitely hype. 100%. 100. Like, that's facts. You know. So again, some people meet their lover at work. Some people form a friendship at work. That does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not a common thing. You know. It's like literally, dog, I had tons of jobs. And I haven't had any communication with any of them like after I left. You see what I mean? So I'm speaking based off of like experience. I haven't had communication with not one person. Now I saw one in the store recently and say hello, but we're not talking. Like, you see what I mean? So and Lorette, I feel like they need to teach this in schools. Like, they need to teach about, like, a lot of people, like, in college, they have these career fairs and career recruiters and whatever. They need to teach you, like, literally the stuff we're talking about in schools. Like, about not just your resume, but about how to leave a 2-week notice, how to quit a job the right way. They don't teach that in school. How to leave a job, how to not burn bridges. How to communicate with your coworkers, and despite if you don't like them or you just don't want to have a cup of coffee with them, but still how to be cordial and respectful. They don't teach this stuff. They need to teach this stuff in school. The same thing I always said, they need to have, remember DARE, like the DARE program, Say No to Drugs? They literally need to have that in high school and middle school. They need to have that like literally in college. That should be like something you should take, because it's like a lot of people, they're dying from fentanyl. A lot of people are overdosing, so they need to have that in school. They need to have so much stuff in school. Yeah, because they don't teach you about leaving a 2 weeks notice. Like, I've only left a 2-week notice once in my life, not several jobs. The last job, which was 2 years ago, I left a 2-week notice. I've never done that before, but I'm like, what, you just leave one, but it's because I never was taught that. And plus there's an anxiety about telling somebody you're going to quit. Like you want to leave. Like, to me, like, there's a sense of like, damn, I don't want to go to my boss about it, yada, 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 because they don't teach you this stuff in school, so, but, oh yeah. So, I don't know. So hopefully we'll see what happens down the line. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so hopefully, like, if I do end up doing like being a reporter and stuff like that, I do want to make a YouTube channel specifically about that. Because there's people out, because I never had help. Like, I didn't study this in school. I don't know anyone in the business. I had to really like make my own connections on my own accord. Like, I don't have which I'm glad I don't have. I'm not saying I wanted a family member or something. Like, I don't know anyone. No one in my family is in the business. I don't know anyone in my family doesn't. I don't think anyone in my family. No one in my family is in the media business. And so, like, I had to do everything by myself. And Lorette, at jobs, they like to say, don't ask customers what they do for a living. If I didn't do that, I would never landed an internship. My first internship, technically my second. My first one was like for like an online radio station, but my internship for college, the way I got that was from a customer, and I felt like no lie, I personally felt like I manifested this woman to come to my job, because I've always wanted to work in journalism. And so I didn't even know this woman. She didn't have a shirt on that says she works for a station, nothing. I just asked her what she did. She said, she's like, I'm an assignment editor in the newsroom, whatever. She gave me her card, and that's how I got my internship, literally, in college. And so one thing I used to do is I used to form these relationships with my customers, because you never know who you meet. And sometimes people like don't network at your job, don't like fraternize, don't ask people certain questions. But I did all of that, because it's like, sometimes you got to go against the rules. And to me, that's not having conversations with your clientele. To me, is not even being unethical. It's just like, you're just getting to know them. And then if you leave the job and they give you a card, that doesn't hurt you, does it? No, you just made a connection, so The only reason why I network is because I'm not staying at these fast food jobs, right? And so, or I'm not staying at these menial jobs, jobs that really don't require a lot of skill. So I'm asking, yeah, you definitely right. I'm asking people what they do for work and, and conversing with them and stuff like that. And so that's how I got my first internship in college, so. And there wasn't no rule, like I was working for Pizza Hut at that time. There was no rule in the job that's saying I can't talk to customers about that, But I mean, I would think if maybe my boss, no, there wasn't even a rule. But there was a rule in my last job that you're not supposed to ask, but I still did. Because they heard me ask, I literally asked the customer how much he made. No fucking lie. I was like, well, how much you make? Like straight up ask him that. And he told my boss that, just like not getting me in trouble, but my boss was like, you're not supposed to be asking, but I still did it. I still continue to do it. Well, maybe asking someone how much they made is a little too much, but asking them about their work is not, And so, but yeah. But so sometimes you just gotta follow your heart and do what you feel is right for you. As long as it's legal, of course, the legalness, right? As long as if it's legal. Sometimes you got to be a little smart and strategic. Oh, girl, that's it. Well, that's what the job requires you to ask you that, right? Whose idea was it to stop by today? I used to sing to my customers, like my last job, I was like, what did I used to say? Would you like a receipt? Well, I used to do a whole kind of shenanigans, I'm saying shenanigans like, what's her name? Jocelyn Hernandez. That's her favorite word to say, shenanigans. Would you like a receipt? And one time this person just started walking in and what I was singing, I was like, let me just randomly sing to this person. They didn't even expect. They're like, am I on a show or something? Like, am I being like punked or whatever? So I was singing part of Bruno Mars. To apologize for my mistakes. And she was surprised, like she was shocked, because she liked my voice, One person was like, oh, you in the wrong business. And I'm like, I know that, trust me. But yeah, I used to do all kind of shit, like all kind of stuff, so. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. It's just like, it is what it is. And growing up, like when I was a kid, I was a shy person. Like I was really shy. Like when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10, I used to hide behind my mama whenever someone tried to talk. And like I was really shy. And sometimes you still are. Like but you just gotta challenge yourself. Like, so for instance, like let's say you're trying to sell something, right? And you gotta cold call somebody. And you're like, you kind of have this nerves like, dang, what if they hang up on my face or if they don't answer? But you just got to do it. You just got to do it. You cold call, you try to sell something. So I don't like being scared of stuff. The one thing I may not do and challenge is like skydiving. Because, I mean, I really don't. I'm okay about not wanting to skydive or swimming around sharks or something. Like certain things, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not God. If I fear certain things, I'm not going to, But when it comes to like skills, like the things I'm talking about are skills, right? Like being scared of sharks, that's a common thing. I'm not going to put myself in a cage or swim around sharks. I'm not doing that. Or skydiving. At one point in time, I was like, I want to skydive. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to try, because, if the parachute doesn't land. And plus, like when I get on roller coasters or when I go to an amusement park, I don't like when my feet is off the ground. Like it's very uncomfortable. So imagine you being literally thousands of feet up the air, jumping off of an airplane, and you're not touching the ground until like 5 minutes later, maybe. And it's like, I don't know. I'm good. Yeah, no need to skydive. We're just talking about like skills, professional stuff. I don't know. I'm good. I remember Adrian Bailon or Adrian Ho, and she said she skydived because for love, because the person on her first date, I believe she said on her first date, because she wanted that person to like her or something. I'm like, I would never fucking skydive for somebody. I was watching somebody on video where his parachute would not open, like literally would not open, and like he was falling in fast speeds. I'm like, oh my god, and his parachute finally opened, and so I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Plus, like, I don't think I can. I think I would just be getting these butterflies, and like, how when you on a roller coaster and it just go all the way down and you feel like your heart just drops. And I think I'm not comfortable. I don't know if I would be able to breathe or survive that. So yeah, I'm good. I'm not doing that. Now, in a haunted house, I go to a haunted house, but like skydiving, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not jumping off the plane. Unless like I really have to. Unless like if it's like I will shoot your family member unless you jump off the plane. That's a different story. I would do it for that. Like if I had a life or death situation, but yeah, I'm not doing it like just to, because heights. I don't like heights. It gives me anxiety. Even when I'm watching somebody on video or looking at a picture, I'm not like, it just like gives me this weird quiver in my body. I've actually auditioned from one years ago, but I was very judgmental then. I decided not to do it because, the people, like, they had one guy, he had a nose ring, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, I had to audition, and this was maybe like 7 years ago. Yeah, it's for a haunted house. And I had to audition for it, like literally, like as if you are trying, because you're playing a role. So it's like you're acting. You are acting, so you have to. So I auditioned and stuff, and then I got it. But I was like, I had to fill out the application, complete it. But like, I was like, yeah. I guess I was a little judgmental about the employees that was working, there. They had one person with a nose ring, like a guy with a nose, like, So I didn't do it. I just ended up not doing it, But for a play in high school, that's what I did. Like, I wanted to do some type of be a performer of some sort. And so I was nervous, but I forced myself to audition. And I end up being Tiny Tim. I don't know if y'all know who Tiny Tim is. David Copperfield, who's a magician. So I ended up doing that. I also emceed an event in college for like an award ceremony. Like the president of the college was there, like everybody was there. And so I had to call out the names, of the awards and stuff like that. And so like stuff with public speaking or performing or whatever, like I like to challenge myself with that stuff, because those stuff are nerve-wracking too. Even with karaoke, I've done karaoke before my birthday, like in November. I've done it for the second time, and so yeah, so like I like to challenge myself, Even with singing, like if you're trying to sing to somebody you never met, that could be nerve-wracking too. Which is why there's one person, she says that singing is 90% mental, 10% talent. And she's correct on that, because literally when you're about to sing somebody in your head, you are mostly thinking about fucking up. Even if you're a good singer, you're thinking about that you're going to fuck up. It's all in your head, And so when she says 90% mental and 10% talent, she means like the nervousness part. And then number two, that anyone could develop a good singing voice. It's just like you just got to work the muscle, and you got to know technique and stuff like that. And you got to be interested in it, So like you have to have an interest. That's the number one thing. So a lot of people feel like you got to be born with a good voice. That's not necessarily true. That's not really true. You got to be born with a good voice. Now, there are some people that, when they're 9, 10 years old, they could sing like without having that extra practice. It's kind of like studying for a test. There's some people that can do really well on a test, without studying. There's some people that got to study a little bit more. But I mean, you got to do the work, right? So you still got to do the work. Oh, hello, my Pakistani friend from the UK. Hey, Anna, how are you? Hope you're good. It's good to see your face. Like, you come on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, so when I was working at the car wash, whatever, I had to basically, make the cars come on the ramp. Like, come on, and some of them, they don't pay attention. So I made a song. I used to be like, I used to tell them, come on, 2 second distance like driver's ed. And then to get their attention, really, I was like, come on up, come on up, come on up, 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 come on up. And a lot of them would be surprised, and that would get their attention. Well, that worked. Come on up. That worked, right? So they listened. You got to hit them with that Christina Aguilera. Come on up. You got to hit that, you got to put that little growl in your voice. So, and they listened after they heard that, They're like, wow, you have a great voice. And I'm like, thank you. Come on up, come on up, 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 come on up. It feels nice to know you remember me. What kind of microwave you got? I want a 2-in-1 with the oven belt. Oh no, I got a basic microwave. I just got a regular microwave. I'm a minimalist. I don't like all of that. Well, plus I got a small place. I just got a basic microwave. After over 5 years of living alone, I finally bought a microwave. So, because I got tired of using the oven. I got a Mainstays from Walmart. It was $55. They price go up and down. And one time it was $75, and it was $55. Then at one point it was 30 something, and it's $55 now. So you can go on Amazon and buy one, but I just bought mine from Walmart because I made some tacos yesterday, and I don't wanna use the stove. So no, I didn't struggle. I ate out a lot, or I buy pre-made stuff. I have an oven and I have a stove. So again, I used everything. I know it's crazy. Over 5 years, it's crazy. I used the oven. Like, so if I bought me some wings, I would bake my wings because I don't mind baking them. I mean, it's healthier too. Or I use the stove, but for the most part, I've learned how to use the oven like maybe 3 years ago, maybe. Like when I moved to my second place. I never used the oven in my first place. But yeah, so I pre-made stuff that's already in the store, or like the lean cuisines or the box stuff in the fridge. Or sometimes I would just buy me, again, salads or whatever. Or again, I would use the stove. But yeah, I didn't have an oven. In my first place, I didn't have anything. For over 2 years, I didn't have anything. I didn't have an oven. I didn't have a bed. And that's not because I couldn't afford it. It's just because I just was in a bad headspace and stuff. So I didn't really buy anything at all, And so when I came here, this place, I bought me it was really hard for me to get stuff because of COVID. So I bought me a desk, a chair. I bought me an air mattress several times from Walmart. Literally, that's the only thing I have in my apartment. I have a chair, a desk, an air mattress, and that's it. I bought me a couch online 2 years ago during COVID, but it came out faulty. I still got one piece in my place. I got to put it in the trash. It's still one piece of it in my place. So yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff. Until like I find a place where I feel like, okay, I could buy me some furniture, I could do this and that, then I'll do it. But I really don't have a lot of stuff. Like when I was living with my parents, when I was in my own room, like literally all I needed was a fridge in my room. Then I would never go downstairs. Like if I had a fridge, the only time I would go downstairs if I would go to the kitchen, like most times, or so like I'm cool with minimal stuff. I don't need all of that extravagant stuff until like if I decide to buy a house or a condo or something like that. So no, I didn't move. No, I didn't move. I'm just saying this place, I'll be going on 3 years here in March. My other place, I was there for over 2 years. Here, I'll be here for 3 years. I like staying at places long, if they're good places. If they're good places, I'll probably stay there for even longer. But the reason why I moved is because the places I live, they're not really Like, the neighbors or just the landlords or whatever, they just got attitudes and stuff. So, or they just go up on your rents or whatever, or just maintenance suck ass or something. So other than that, I'm a loyal tenant. Like, I would literally stay for a long time. So here, I'll be 3 years here in March. But in my other place, I was there for over 2 months. No lie, I didn't have anything. I slept. You'd be surprised if I tell you this, but I literally slept on a sleeping bag for over 2 years in my first place. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have chairs. I didn't have a couch. I didn't have nothing. Literally, when you opened my apartment door, it was like nobody moved here. Literally. It's like this place is vacated. I'm being honest. And so in the second place here, in 2020, I bought me stuff on Amazon because, I don't know, it was hard for me to find a furniture here because of COVID. So I bought me a furniture from COVID. That was like a bed / furniture, and it took over 2 months to come, but it was faulty. Like, something was wrong with it. So I couldn't put the piece together because, again, something happened in the manufacturer where they messed it up. And so I bought me a desk from Amazon that I still have and I still use. And I bought me a desk chair, and I got an air mattress from Walmart. I don't even have a bed. Like, I haven't had a mattress in like over 5 years. No lie. Honest to God. I haven't had a mattress. And the air mattresses, they're really comfortable. But the reason why I didn't buy a mattress is because, I don't know, I just never bought one. I can buy one. I could buy me a little bed and a mattress, and then when I leave, I could throw it away. But I don't know. I just really never bought. So over 5 years, it'll be 6 years in September of 2023. Like, I've never, like, I don't have a bed, like an actual bed. Ain't that crazy? I don't know. My mom said I live like a dog, which I mean, because I'm not really a materialistic person. Some people may look at me, they may think I'm materialistic, but I'm not. I'm really not, So, because I got that look. Oh, look, he's wearing this sweater, which this sweater I bought recently. Sometimes people judge you, by appearance or whatever, but I'm not really materialistic, so. How did you live like that, even alone? I need at least a bed in each room. A sleeping bag. I used to sleep on the floor when I was younger, so I didn't mind sleeping on the floor. But yeah, I got an air mat. The air mattress is comfortable. It's really comfortable, It's really comfortable, so I don't have an issue. So then when I move, I don't got to worry about getting a U-Haul or whatever. I'm going to throw my desk away. I'm going to throw my chair away. Like, I literally don't got shit to worry about moving, and then when I get a new place, I could buy new stuff, so. Yeah. They do pay pretty good, but you may be there for 8 to 10 hours a day. You do have a good voice, but as far as a news network, you are wasting your time. He needed to. What are you talking about, Debbie? Talking about news. Yeah, when you first start in news, you're there for a long, like, hours. The hours are long, like 8 to 10 hours, which, I mean, that's not a problem to me because a lot of times you're out doing the story, right? And they don't pay that well. But, and a lot of people, till this day, they don't like that. But, again, I can live. I'm not really, money's not really a big thing for me, but of course it's something that I want in the long run, but it's not what makes me happy, so, and again, money's energy. Like, I can attract money if I want to. So that's the thing. My thing is just like knowing what you're worth. But again, you got to sacrifice, even like starting a new career, so to speak, or whatever, or starting a new industry, because technically this is still a new industry for me, though I know a lot about it. A lot of people may say, well, okay, you've been doing this independently for this amount of years, but working in a newsroom is different. I disagree. It's not really different, but they may see it as different or whatever. So a year, maybe 2 years max, I can sacrifice, like, for a salary that is livable, but is not great. I can do that because knowing in the long run, if I truly want to be in this business, I can make the money that Larry King made. You see what I mean? Like, I can make that multi-million dollars that Larry King made. You see? So my thing is like longevity. Like, I don't even see myself retiring. I don't want to retire. I don't. Honestly, I don't. Like, Barbara Walters, she didn't want to retire. It was said that she was forced to retire, So, like, I don't believe in retiring. Like, I believe if you work in a job that you really love, I mean, that's what you do when you retire. You do things that you really love, right? So, I don't believe, like, when I'm 60, if I'm still alive, hopefully 60 something, I'm going to retire. I believe I'm still going to be working because it's, like, what I like to do, you know? So, um, do you want your own place? Some people see it as wasting money. I do, but I don't want it in the South simply because hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff, you know, I don't. Or if I do have it in the South, it's going to be at a place to where it's like not a lot of, like a no flood zone or stuff. Yeah, I mean, I want a condo. I may get a condo, like a 1-2 bedroom condo. You know, some people, they may buy a place and they may rent it out. But to me, that's a lot of overhead. Like, I don't want a tenant. I don't want to deal with that. I don't know if I can deal with it. Someone, like, I can, like, buy out a place and have someone sleep in there. I don't know. That's a little, I don't know. Because in the realm of digital marketing, like, you don't need all of that overhead. Like, in the realm, you can make so much money online without even having like overhead. You could like make money from your laptop. That's the business I want to go in. But in terms of like have my own place, yes, I want to have my own place overseas. I would like to have a house like overseas in like Jerusalem or something, you know, and maybe a house or a condo or even a condo overseas or maybe a condo in America, you know. So so yeah, you know, move to London with uh and show up to every audition you can. If there is someone who's interested in you, they will send you to have a really photo. Well, so the audition is basically, so like for news, the audition is your tape, like your stories, your reel. I mean, what y'all basically saw, what I sent you guys on my YouTube channel, you guys saw the reel. That's what it is. It's like, so basically the first the first 4 seconds is like your photo, your email, your contact, what have you, and then the next minute is about stand-ups, which basically is you talking for like up to 20 seconds about a story, and then different stories. So you do that for a minute. So you may have 3 stand-ups where you're just talking, and then your other three, it should be 5 minutes long, and then your other 4 minutes should be like your packages, which is basically stories about what you're doing. So if it's like for local news, it'll be like stories in your community and stuff like that. But a lot of times what a lot of these news directors don't want to see, it's subjective. A lot of them, they're subjective. And so what one person may see, someone else may see something different. So some people, they want the creative stuff. Like you know how a lot of young folks now, they get creative with their editing. Like they may show themselves, they may show two of themselves in a video. They're in 2 places at one time, talking to each other in the video. Like some of them, they want to see that creativity. I honestly don't even know how to do that yet. 'Cause I really don't know how to do that. Honestly, I don't know how to show two versions of myself in one video talking to each other. I don't think it's hard because I've watched people that do it and stuff, but I don't know how to do that. I think you need like Adobe Premiere to do that. But so it's more than just talking. It is more about being good looking. A lot of people, they want the creative aspect as well. So we'll see. And not just creative aspect. A lot of it is also stories, like, or the topics. Like some people, they want to hear the politics. They want you to be knowledgeable in politics. They want to know that you can report about stuff that's going on in a city hall or a city council, your mayor, your governor. So different news directors, they don't all seek for the same thing. Being a part of a news team or even an intern. I interned. Forgot about the news network for now. You have to have some kind of college to get your foot in the door. Just jump at every audience. Yeah, I've done internships. I mean, I have a reel, and stuff like that. So it's just about, getting my foot in the door. I've done my first internship in college. When I was 18 years old, I worked for a guy that had this entertainment website. It was entertainment/news. And during that time, Blog Talk Radio was a thing. This is before Apple came out. This is before Spotify. Blog Talk Radio was like the internet radio station back then. Not the Apple, not the Spotify, whatever. And I did that. And I worked in a newsroom for an internship in college for 3 months. And I also freelanced outside of college at a news station here And so, yeah, I mean, I pretty much know how a newsroom operates. And I've been looking for the past year, and I've learned a lot in the past year about contracts, about being ethical. You know, it's more than just having the look, knowing how to do the job. It's not even just the look. Like, if you know how to do the job, I mean, people are more accepting now, right? But there's a lot of politics also that you don't see behind the scenes that's in the newsroom. Like, there's a lot of politics around the job, you know, that a lot of people don't see. So it's more to it. So it's more like acting too. It's more like the acting industry, the entertainment industry, because it's like, you know, I don't know. It's just too much. But I appreciate your intake when you come on, Ms. Deb. Look, I got shit in the bag. I don't got nothing. Like, I just got some hard taco shells and some soft taco shells and some hot sauce in my microwave. So it's not like nothing gonna mess up. But I just came here to talk to y'all. So, but yeah, so again, I just want a livable wage. I mean, I would like something standard. Even $40,000 a year is not standard, but starting out in a newsroom is more than likely is less than that. So I would give up a year, you know, or a year and a half, max 2 years. And then maybe year two, maybe I may get an agent or something, because I'm tired. I'm tired of negotiating. You know, I want someone to do it on my own behalf. And so, you know, if I have to get somebody that I can call, like, hey, I can pay you this amount of money, you give me the right pay or the right whatever, you get. I ain't gonna pay you money out of my paycheck each week. You're just gonna get a one-time fee, you know. I used to be an extra in high school. I was in several stuff. Now, there are some people that I think Terry Crews. I think he used to be a background actor before he became who he is today. There's some other people as well that's famous now. But yeah, I used to do extra work, and I loved it actually. It was like long days, but I loved it. I was in which, I mean, I don't want to say I was in because I was just in the background, but yeah, I mean, I've done that in high school years ago. Yeah, I've done that too. No, in interviews, the way I'm talking to you now, Lorette, is not how I talk in an interview. I'm not going to say a livable wage. I've been trying to negotiate. That's what I've been doing. And that's the reason why I don't have a job yet, is because of the salary, because of the payment. That's the reason why. Honestly, part of the reason why is because I didn't like the salary, you know. It's like if you go into a totally different state that's miles away and you're being paid like very like a low salary. That's the reason why I'm still looking. But you know, so sometimes you got to change your approach. Now some people, they do hire an agent, you know, where somebody for a one-time maybe payment, like if it's not a contractual thing, they may do like a one-time thing where they may hire somebody to negotiate on their behalf, because that's their job. They know how to negotiate and they're skilled at it. And you know, so like I'm willing to get my foot in the door, and then after get my foot in the door, like scout out somebody where I can interview that can speak on my behalf and that has my best interest at heart. Where like I can negotiate, you know. We'll just see. Yeah, this always the lowball offer. They're always gonna lowball you. You know, there's one interview that I had where the guy known that my approach was bold because I had him on LinkedIn and stuff, so he knew who I was as a person. And so he asked me like, "What's my salary expectations?" I respond like, "What is your salary range?" And just looking and talking to past people that worked for that station, my salary was like 20 grand more than theirs, like literally, you know. And you know, part of it has to do with my age too, and like the way I represent myself and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's always gonna be a lowball offer, 100%, you know. And so that's the reason why I don't have a job in a newsroom, because it's just like one place was like 22 grand. Hell to the no, you know. One place was like 23,500 for 2 years. Hell to the no. And it's a 2-year contract. I'm not doing 2 years for making that money, you know. Now there's other places that was like 31, 32, 34. One place was like 37, whatever. But even the 31s and the 32s, I'm like, that's too low. You know, I was like, that's too, especially if you got to move. But Some of them, they do pay for your relocation and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what, 31, 32, I know I could survive off of that. But I'm like, that's kind of too low too. But moving forward, it's like, again, you got to change your approach and stuff. So we'll see. There was one that was 40 that I really wanted. They started at 40, but they wanted me to take the poo-poo. And I'm not taking the poo-poo shot for a job. I'm not doing that. So I didn't take it. It was like 40 grand. It was like they pay for your hair, which, I mean, I'm not like this, but your hair, your makeup. I even think they had a clothing allowance per month, I believe, too. And it was for a reporter / news anchor position. And I really wanted the job. I really liked the person, that was interviewing me and stuff like that. But it's just like, I just couldn't take the shot, because it's like the shot is not effective, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna take it, for 40 grand, which is not enough, which is not a lot of money. But for starting in a newsroom, that's actually a good salary for starting. And technically I'm not really starting, because in my interviews, I show them that, hey, like, I've been doing this. I ran my own company for over 2 years, YouTube, which I have. I pay taxes. That's my own company, right? And I know what it means to respond to deadlines. I know what it means to put out content. I know what it means to how to find a story. I know what it means for interviewing. I know what it means for engaging with your audience, all of that stuff. And so you got to just show them, And so, but yeah, I really want that job, but I was like, I couldn't, like, even a person, she was like, well, yeah, I had to take it too, for the job, whatever. But I'm just like, yeah, I personally just couldn't do it, so. Matt, I do believe in you. You are decided, and I believe you can do anything you want to do, but you have to start at the bottom. If I have known you 30 years ago, could have helped you. Well, like, I'm 30 years old. Like, I've started at the bottom literally years, even after college. Like, working with a college degree, making $8.25 an hour. So I've wasted I ain't gonna say wasted, because I've learned so much, but I mean, it's just been so many years where I was working fast food or working, like, jobs to where it's like I should be doing something else. And people that saw me, when they're like, Jordan, I can't believe you're working here. You have a college degree. Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, I'm not entitled, and so I had to do what I had to do. So now I'm 30 years old. So, you still got to pay your dues technically, but yeah. I also have known, it's not also who it's also who likes you. It's like, you can know somebody that's in the business, and that doesn't mean that they're going to help you, If you go to audition and someone is interested in you, then you get yourself an agent. Until then, they are taking your money, just looking in a new paper, and show up to see if they are interested. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's agents that do a one-time thing. You just pay them for the hour for negotiation or whatever. And maybe like $300 for an hour, which is a lot of money, And they negotiate your salary, and then that's it. You're done with them. And then there are some agents where it's like, if you don't work for them, they do it on a contractual thing. And so you just got to find the right person, So I actually spoke to an agent, and she was willing to help me, but she just kept telling me that, and like, she was willing to help me get my first gig, but she just kept telling me that I had to play the game. And she was like, I'm a little bit too controversial, like with my posts and stuff like that. And, what she was right, I was controversial and stuff, even if it's topics about, that is, like, if I'm talking about Kanye West or whatever. So, like, she wanted me to be, like, polished, like, super polished. Do not sleep on the likability part. It is huge, trust me, and there's a lot of people who I pissed off, and that's not my intention, The likability is definitely huge. Trust me. Why do you think people in media are... I have someone on here that said they worked in the industry. She's like, she left because it's too fake, because it's very, like, Hollywood. So far, I got 4 networking groups to meet virtually. Oh, that's good. See, I'm not even in networking groups. You haven't told me what industry, Lorette, and what they are looking for. I just saying that if you can get a job for a stand-in or an extra in a movie, that's a start. Yeah, but I'm not looking to be in film, Lorette. I mean, not Lorette, Debbie. I'm looking to be a journalist. That's the thing. Now, I like acting, don't get me wrong, but I'm not looking to be an actor. I'm not trying to be an actor. I'm trying to be a journalist, you know. I really think if you put yourself out there, someone's going to see you, maybe. Yeah, I mean, acting is a tough business, but I'm not really photogenic. That's the thing. Like, I look like, y'all know Mariah Carey. You know Mariah Carey, she said she looked ugly on the left side of the face, which I disagree. I don't think she looked ugly. I think she started feeling that because an agent told her that. But me personally, like, I'm not, my front of the face look good. Like, I can make my front of the face look good, but my side views, like, I have an ugly side face. I really do. No fucking lie. Like, I look like a sloth. I don't know, you see? Like, I have an ugly side view. Like, I don't look good on camera when it comes to my side face. But no, I'm not. I mean, I love acting and stuff, but I'm not really looking to break in that business. Not really, you know. It's a tough business. It's not really something that I want to do journalism, you know. That's what I want to do. I want to be in TV. I don't want to really do acting, film. She said makeup my big face on YouTube. Yeah, the front of my face, because I control the camera. The front of my face. When you have someone else that is controlling the camera, you're gonna see the ugly. Yeah, like the side of my face. You see, you know. But no, I don't wear makeup. I don't need makeup. I've never worn makeup. I've been told I have good skin. Like, I know people in news, they wear makeup. Like, you know, like Chris Cuomo, he wears makeup. You can tell, you know, with the wrinkles on his face. But yeah, people in news, like, I've seen it all the time. They put the little white powder, like men. I'm talking about men. But though, and some of them, they're a little too metrosexual. They want their hairstylist to comb their hair. I'm like, I don't know. You don't need to. I do my own shit. Leave me alone. You know. But a lot of them, yeah, they put on makeup and stuff. No, I'm not. That's not who that's not. I don't need that. That actually, in my opinion, messes up your face. That powder and stuff, that messes up your face. And so, no, I don't, like, my father is like in his late 60s and he has good skin. So I don't, and my mother too, she has good skin too. So I don't need makeup, you know, for my face, you know, doesn't need that. No, a lot of people keep asking me. I just tell them I just wash my face. Well, and I think it's probably genetics too, because, you know, of where my parents come from. Because my father has good skin. My mom, she got good skin. My sister got, like, we all got good skin. Like, you know, I think it's genetics. And then I've never used, like, my sibling, she started using makeup in her late 20s, early late 20s. Like, in high school, makeup wasn't really, like I grew up literally in a conservative household. Like, she didn't put makeup on her face, you know. And so that's why all of these girls, when they take off makeup, they look totally different, because the products are bad, you know. So what's up, Kevin? So yeah, there's a lot of jobs. I just said there's a lot of jobs on LinkedIn. There's a lot of jobs everywhere, but it's like they don't tell you if there's a hiring freeze. There's just a lot of jobs out there, but you're trying to find out why you're not getting any responses. Sometimes it's not your resume. Sometimes they may have a hiring freeze. Sometimes they suck at communicating, or they get a ton of applicants at one time or whatever. So you got to find that's why I say you got to find out what a lot of people aren't doing. That's why I told you, put yourself out there, make a video, say, hi, my name's Lorette Hamilton. This is my experience. This is my skills. I'm looking to work in this sector. I'm willing to talk to anybody. I'm open to relocating or whatever, yada, 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 yada. And send that in an email or put that on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn will, like, organically send it to people in your industry. I've done that, and I've gotten, like, a few people reach out to me, you know. So you have to wear makeup in front of a camera, then you have to make up. Yeah, in news, they do makeup, but I don't need it. I'm not going to wear makeup. I don't need it. Look at my face, you know. I mean, sometimes my cheeks get a little pink, but, I mean, I don't need makeup. There's even a guy that works for Dish Nation. He he used to work for Hollywood Today Live. He even does the whole makeup thing. I'm like, dude, it's a radio station. I know they're on YouTube too, Dish Nation, but I'm like, really? What you need makeup for? Come on now, you know. That's a good idea. I would go to your town meeting and try to get. I mean, I love acting. Like, I love the fact that you can play another character. I've done some auditions. Like, I've done an audition for an independent film. Like, I actually like it, but I don't know if I would be able to like pursue it as a career, like full time, because it's really a tough. It's I in my opinion, it's more tougher than news and journalism. You know, I don't want to. You know, I'm already in a business that I'm in now. You know, I kind of found my own lane. But I mean, I was in theater in high school. I love the fact that you can play another character. I mean, I love it, you know. Um, but in terms of like pursuing it full time, you know, maybe if I end up being like a Larry King or a Wendy Williams or whatever, and I could do some acting stuff on the side, I mean, I would love to do that. But I mean, it's like, nah, starting out, no. You know, I actually feel like I can act. Like, I feel like I'm a good actor, you know, but I don't, not something to start with, you know. She said, forget about the makeup. One of the news anchors I interned that I was working at the station I interned for, he's actually a city councilman now. So I mean, that's actually not a bad idea, you know. But I mean, I would probably do that only if internet didn't existed, right? If there was no social media network, because now, I mean, you really don't need to do that to get your foot in the door. Use cocoa butter on the deal. Start your town meeting. Forget about the makeup. Yeah, I mean, for body wash, like I use like cocoa butter body wash or something. But I mean, I don't put that on my face. I put water on my face. That's all, you know. And then when I was a baby, like, man, you know, they used to always wash my face. You know, so I don't know. We just have good skin. That's all. I don't know. Yeah. You know, Debbie, that actually would have been like a more traditional route, but now with LinkedIn and just the internet, it's just like you really don't need to do all of that, you know. I remember back in the day, you would have to mail your tape in, like you would have to mail it, your disc, what they call it, a disc, or your VHS or something. But now it's like YouTube. Like there's people getting discovered off of YouTube. My ass never got discovered, but. Y'all funny. But yeah, so what I plan on doing is moisturize with cocoa butter. See, I don't use any moisturizing cream. I guess that's good, but I mean, I don't need it, you know. I honestly don't need it, you know. So I guess because I have melanin, technically, I don't know. What do you call it? Melanin. How's Ubering, Kevin? But yeah, Debbie, thank you for your advice. But yeah, no, I already know what route I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enter a newsroom and I'm gonna make a YouTube channel about like journalism and reporting and doing that, you know. Because I follow this girl who used to be in the biz. She kind of inspired me, I'm not gonna lie, about doing that. So I kind of want to try it out and see if that works. Which it does work. But yeah, so you know. Oh, you still doing Uber Eats? That's good. See, I was doing it during the beginning of the pandemic. It was good money, but then they changed their whole policy. They started saying this is your expected tip amount. When expected means you're not going to get it. You know, that's not promised. So you wouldn't know how much exactly you're getting. So let's say you go to Applebee's, they may say $15 expected tip, and you may get like $10 out of that. I feel like they steal your tips too. DoorDash got sued for stealing tips. They had a lawsuit. I feel like DoorDash is still doing it. But yeah. And I live in a busy ass city. Like New Orleans is a busy city. Like New Orleans is like, a busy city. So the fact you're making $1,000 a week on Uber Eats, that's interesting. Are you really making that much money? Because in the beginning of the pandemic, you could have made like 1,500 to like 2,000 because nobody was going out. I had a customer thanking me for my service. I'm like, what are you thanking me for my service? She's like, because you're risking your life. I'm like, really? Am I risking my life? Because people were believing, and I guess, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was risking my life. But anyways, that I ain't about to talk about that anymore. So if acting is not what you want, if you're not in a place where they are having auditions 4 or 5 times a day, you would really want to go. You really want to go in politics, would really participate. No, I don't want to go into politics. I want to be a journalist. I just told you that. I want to be a reporter. I don't want to go into politics. New Orleans used to have a lot of auditions. Like, New Orleans used to be known as Hollywood South. I know, like, in order for you to get, like, the auditions for the future, you would have to, like, subscribe to some, like, acting website. I don't know if it's, like, IMDb, but you would have to pay. Because a lot of the auditions that are out there on websites for free, those things happen already. And so, what websites out there do you recommend to look for auditions, Debbie? And then again, a lot of these auditions, you gotta have the vax. You gotta be vaccinated, and so, So yeah. But yeah, I'm not trying to be an actor. I don't, I'm not. Yes, yeah, of course. But she was talking about being a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I don't want to be a politician. Trust me, I don't. I want to hold politicians accountable. That's what I want to do. Or I want to interview politicians. I want to interview people. Yep, you have to know a lot of things. You have to know about politics. You have to know about the economy. You have to know about things that you don't even have to know about. I mean, that's what interests me about journalism, is like you get introduced to a whole bunch of stuff. So girl, how many times I gotta tell you that I'm not interested in being a politician? I keep telling you that, and she keeps saying go on some kind of council, get on a board of school, or run for mayor. There's actually a recall going on for the current mayor that we have. Well, there's not really. I can't say there's a recall because they have to have close to like 55,000 votes, and next month is literally the last month for that. They gave them like 180 days. So I don't think, based on the results that they have, but yeah. So, and journalism has something to do with it. Journalists are the reason why there's a recall. So, but yeah, no, but I don't want to. I was actually watching a guy on Jennifer Hudson's show. He's 18 years old, and he's a mayor in a small town in Arkansas. 18, the youngest mayor ever. They were it as the youngest black mayor. I'm like, dude, he's the youngest mayor, period. 18 years old. But yeah, I mean, some people tell me I should run for mayor, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I could actually probably win, honestly, because like the guy in Dearborn, Michigan, he's the mayor. I forgot his name. He's Lebanese, the first Muslim mayor in Dearborn, Michigan. I actually feel like if I run for mayor, I could win, because if I can really just kowtow to people at these stores that are Arabian owned and have them sponsor and budget me and everything, I probably think I could have a good advantage, you know what I mean, with the budget and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe down the line. No. Plus, like, I don't have experience. I mean, I don't, like, the past president really didn't have experience, but I mean, I'm old school with it. I'm like, you got to have the education and experience, but I don't want to run for mayor. I mean, there's certain things I would like to do. I would like to lessen the crime. I would like to ample transportation in certain areas. I would like to fix the roads, infrastructure, better lunches in school, better books in school, because Louisiana literally is like number 49, number 50 in like education. Like, we're on the low the totem pole. I would like to put like the DARE program in like elementary school and middle school and high school and even in college. I would like that to be a requirement, because there's so many people that are overdosing in the South on drugs and stuff. So I mean, I have some good stuff that I would like to do. You're crazy, Kevin. Get on some kind of council. Because, I mean, there's some stuff I like to do, but I mean, I don't know. It's like it's a dirty business, the politics stuff. I don't. And I actually feel like if I do run, I feel like I have a chance of winning, but because I'm resourceful. So one thing about me I've known is like I'm resourceful and I'm good at networking. So I feel like I can have, like, for my first run, I feel like I can get a good amount of votes, but I don't know. And plus, our mayor just got reelected last year. So, and the recall is not even, I don't think that recall is going to be pushed through regardless. So, journalists take a lot of college. Most of them are lawyers. Once you get on a network, you have to have so many years of reporting overseas or places that, no, not really. Journalism doesn't take a lot of college. No, you can have a 4-year degree. A lot of people don't even have degrees in journalism. So no, it doesn't take a lot of college. I mean, it's good to have a broadcasting degree, but then again, it's also good to have a degree in a different area, because if you have a degree in like psychology or the law, you're gonna have stories that surround those two subjects. And if you have a degree in it, so no, you don't need all of that. I disagree, because that's not true. Now you're thinking about like Chris Cuomo, Megyn Kelly, or you're a Sunny Hostin. You're thinking about them. I'm thinking about local. I mean, I would like to get on that level, but my thing is local news. And they started in local news. At least I think Sunny Hostin started in local news. Tamron Hall started in local news. So yeah. But again, I would actually like to get to that level to where it's like working or interviewing people overseas, interviewing princesses, kings, queens, because that's a part of my culture, and so that gives me a plus, right? I heard, and I'm not 100 such, depending on the network, you have to have so many hours to yes hours, so I didn't have to finish this. Huh? So it's more about just getting your bones wet and having that talent, and then just getting you an agent or knowing somebody that knows somebody else to get your foot in the door. That's what it's really about, honestly. Like Tamron Hall, the way she got her talk show, like literally, so she got fired from NBC because they gave Megyn Kelly a talk show, right? And so she literally left the business for 2 years, and she had her son, and she said she was recruited. That's what she said. I think she said Harvey Weinstein called her. I gotta go back to that interview, but she said she was recruited, and so she got her talk show now because of Harvey Weinstein. In an interview on the Breakfast Club, she said that, it's hard as a black person to get her foot in the door talking to white executives. And so, she got in a room with Harvey Weinstein, and she said during that time it was not like public with what he did. Now, and she said, is this why they didn't leave her in a room alone with him? She questioned that, whatever. But does she know about it? I mean, I would not be surprised if she knew what he did. I mean, because it was like an open secret in Hollywood. But yeah, so once that situation happened, when it went public, like executives were like, no, like she was scared about her reputation, and because they're like, well, how can she deal with somebody that has this? Now, again, did she know? I can't say that she did or not, but then again, she did hang out with Prince, the artist. Prince, she don't talk about that because she's a journalist, and she does know Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah Winfrey's good friends with Harvey Weinstein. So I would not be surprised if she knew about it, but again, playing the game. So she got in the room. So once he was going through trial and stuff like that, she ended up like getting contact with those same people. Some people were like, no, we don't want to deal with you because you were dealing with this guy. Other people, like, they gave her the chance. She was like, I'm in the room now. I got in the room, now let me pitch you this talk show. And so she pitched the talk show to us, the executives that wanted that said, okay, we want to hear from you. And that's how she got her talk show, So I would really enjoy what? I was an intern. I was an intern in college. No, and Debbie, that's what I'm saying. Your second comment, you said, okay, report political news on your YouTube channel and moisturize. You're crazy. I think you would really enjoy it, but you have to lose some of the negative and hurtful things you put out there. Yeah, I mean, so in journalism, you can't really do that, and I've already said that, the politics stuff, it's just like too toxic, like being like one-sided on one side or whatever. But in real life, like, I ask people questions all the time, and so I know I would really like it, because I do it in my everyday life. I ask people questions a lot, and I like to know about people and know about things. So, like, I'm willing to talk to all kinds of people. I've done it all my life. I don't care who you support, or like, I'm very open-minded. I don't care like what your politics are or whatever. So but yeah, but there are certain things that, even if it's true, you can't even say your view on it. Even if it's like facts, you can't even. You see what I mean? So that's one thing I got to be okay with. It's like, I can't really state my opinion on certain things. Even my opinion is not an opinion, but whatever. Yeah. So I appreciate the engagement on here today. I don't get this engagement all the time, I don't know. I guess writing, I bought a microwave. You crazy. No, it's not one-sided. I don't want it to be one-sided. That's the thing. It's so toxic. Because you can always find the hypocrisy in somebody's side. You see what I mean? Like, you can always find. You see what I mean? So there needs to be a balance. I believe, like, there needs to be a balance. Like, the country, this country was founded on. I'm not going to say founded on, because it technically wasn't founded. It was taken away from Native Americans. But I mean, the Constitution, the founding fathers, it was founded on two principles, right? And so you can't just have one form of principle, when that's just not how this country operates and never operated. So there just needs to be a balance, There needs to be a balance, And so I guess that's like the moderate standpoint, Like, you can't have one more of the other. Like, there needs to be good, and there needs to be evil in the world. That's just how supposedly biblical creation took place, right? Based on good versus evil, right? So, but no, I don't know. I don't want to do it on YouTube. Excuse me. Like the girl on TYT, what's her name? Anna Kasparian. She wanted to be like Barbara Walters. She wanted to be a journalist, but she didn't like the fact that she felt like she couldn't be herself. You see what I mean? So, and when being herself, that means, I guess, like showing her politics and stuff. And so, you know, that's why she's been doing like, you know, the Young Turks since like forever and stuff. And look, she's been successful at it. But yeah, you know, like I'm willing to like put politics aside and ask questions. You know, you see what I mean? Like if Donald Trump was in my corner right now, I'd be asking him tough questions. Barack Obama was in my corner right now, I'd be asking him tough questions. Ron DeSantis was in my corner right now, I'd be asking him tough questions. Or if, I don't know, Muriel Bowser was in my corner right now, I'd be asking her tough questions, you know, so yeah. It's for the community, it's really for the people. It's not really about me, it's for, journalism is like for the people. It's for to get answers, you know, it's for your viewers and stuff. And so that's why when the TJ Holmes story came out and the Amy Robach, I'm like, okay, this is not going to end well, you know, because it's one thing to be popular from a story that you did, like an exclusive story, but then there's another thing to be popular from a scandal, like when the story's not only about you, but it's a bad story about you, you know. So when Christiane Amanpour had a story about her, about the Iranian leader wanting her to wear the hijab. Okay, yeah, the story was about her because she declined the interview, but I mean, that wasn't a scandalous story. That just was like, hey, you're in America, we don't have these laws here. I'm not a Muslim, you know, I don't need to be wearing, I don't need to be wearing a hijab, you know. Or even if I'm a Muslim, it's like you don't have to wear it. It's like it should be a choice, right? But yeah, so I don't know, and I'm still trying. I don't know. I'm hearing the Amy Robach is about to be on. Did she come back? I'm hearing she's coming back, but TJ Holmes is not coming back. Yeah, but I hear old girl is coming back, but not TJ Holmes. And so I was watching my other friend. She was talking. Well, I'm not gonna say my friend, but someone that I know. She on her YouTube channel. She was talking about how they may even fire the president, the black woman, Kim Godwin, because, which I was like, you know what? I didn't even see that point because she didn't take care of it in the beginning. You know, because TJ Holmes had relations supposedly with a producer. You know, like they already got mad at her. According to reports, the executives her bosses already got mad at her when they had a scandal at ABC with the Good Morning America producer, who is now the president at News Nation. Like he had a sexual allegation scandal, and so she wanted to hire an attorney through a third party as opposed to hiring an attorney within a company. Which is the right thing to do, because if you hire an attorney within the company, that's biasness. You got to hire someone that's out the company, you know, so there's no bias there. And that's what she did. And she still, according to reports, her bosses did not like she did that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to pay attention to see what happens, you know. But yeah. I mean, I already knew who Amy Robach was and TJ Holmes was, of course, because, you know, I'm in the business, whatever. So I knew who they were. I remember audio got leaked about Amy Robach having an interview about one of Epstein's victims, and supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly ABC did not want to run with the story. I don't know. It's one of those things Don Jr. said to Whoopi Goldberg. You remember how he was on The View, and then he was talking about Epstein, about how ABC turned down the story. Amy Robach had a story about one of Epstein's alleged victim, and she was recorded. A recorded leak got out there about how ABC did not want her to do the story, or they didn't accept the story or something like that. So that's what he was talking about. So I already knew who they were, but no, a lot of people didn't know who they were. This scandal, I mean, just people didn't know who they were. I knew who T.J. Holmes was, and I knew who Amy Robach was, but a lot of other people didn't know. So did not end well, and look how quickly they got replaced. What's happened? Your local news and radio station has an intern or even a janitor. Just get your foot in the door. Someone is getting to take notice of what you are all about. They will see yours. Debbie, what you are saying, I've tried all of that. Like all of that literally during college and after college. And it's the reason why I made a YouTube channel, because I couldn't get a job. That's the reason. And I did limit myself just to Louisiana. I didn't explore other states with what I'm doing now. But the reason why is because someone either had more experience, or it's just like, again, it's a tough business to get into. So it's the reason why I said, all right, I'm going to make YouTube. Literally October 2016, 2 months before my graduation, I started this YouTube channel. It's the reason why I made YouTube, because of that. HR, exactly. Yeah, I told you that. It's like HR is always going to side with the company. Always. I actually had to I don't even work for a company, and I had to deal with HR like last week. And, and there's some biasness there, So, always work for the company. All you do is talk about it. Just start doing the work to get your foot in the door. You are smart and willing to do whatever it takes. If I thought you were a joke, I would tell that. I know, you've been mean to me. You've been saying some stuff. No, I know I can do it. And I had some interviews. I had several, some I've turned down because of a salary, and, or because one of them because of an unethical contract, which is a long story. That's when I had to get HR involved, and they sort of defended that person, but yeah, so it'll happen. Loretta, what's the best way to report an incident? Are you asking me? And I know it's kind of hard, because when you're in a moment, it's like you don't know how to. It's like you're all up in emotions and stuff like that, and you're not thinking straight, and stuff. So, what's the best way? You have a situation. My opinion counts. I mean, I already told you to document everything. If you have proof of the situation, I would say send the proof by email to the HR. That's what I would say. Like, send all of, like, your documents, whatever. Like, let's say someone's harassing you, whatever, and you just, like, you give them a warning or something, to, like, document it. And then, but don't tell that person, just document it. Document the time, the date, when it happened, what happened, yada, yada, yada. It's like a police report, right? And then send it to you by email, so you have a timestamp. And, if it gets to the point where you got to get HR involved, I mean, you have all the documentations. You see what I mean? Last paycheck. Oh, hell no, they ain't pay you? If it's a money thing, Jesus, I don't even know if I would do HR. Like, if they're not paying my money, I would take him to court, small claims court or something. Like, if I don't, like, I mean, I don't want to go that route, but if it's like, if I don't get my money, like, I don't know what the laws are in your state, but shouldn't there be like a set law for, like, how when you rent out a place and you leave your notice and stuff like that, there's a time period to where you get your deposit back. Like, I'm sure there's a time period to where your check, so I don't, that's not even, like, I would try to talk to HR, but I would probably give them 30 days max, I don't know. I've never had, I mean, they shouldn't take that long for them to pay you. That's money you put in. I mean, oh, it's over. So yeah, there should be like a number There should be a number, like, or you can do a pro bono attorney. You can call one of those pro bono companies where it's like they assign you, like, a free attorney or something. You can get advice through that. I'm sure there's, again, you said 311. Okay, do that. I mean, I'm sure there's a number to where you can file a complaint or something, to get your money. That sucks. What kind of job you do? Ask tough questions on your political YouTube show and moisturize. You're hilarious. How much is can I ask, like, how much is the money? Someone ever did that to me about money before? There was one person that tried to do it one time. Like, we record our times on a timesheet, and I was leaving that job because it was not a fit for me, and then they try to get me. I'm like, nah, dog. I have the hours that were recorded. You forgot to record that day. He did it on purpose, but... What you mean? Well, I know it's owed, for sure, 100%, but what was my question? I don't even remember what I asked you. Oh, how much it was. Yeah, of course it's owed. I don't care if it's a penny. I mean, that's your money. You have the right to your money, so. But I asked you what industry you're trying to look a job for. I mean, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. But yeah, there should be a number. Because HR is where you get the checks. I mean, they're the ones. HR, accounting. I mean, they're like literally, those are the people that a lot of times HR, I don't know if are you saying HR more than likely probably write those checks and stuff. Like, they handle the accounts payable and, the softwares and everything. They take care of all of that stuff. And if they're not doing the job, then it's like, you gotta talk to somebody else outside of the job. Yeah, but I've never been in that situation before, but I'm sure there's a solution to that. I'm sure there's a number. I'm sure there's a number that you can call. You said 311. All right, y'all. I don't know. I may come on later if y'all want me to come on like an hour or two later, but I'm not about to do the same thing I did last time and make my tacos and be honest, I ain't about to get food poisoning. I'm going third party and file formal complaint. Yeah, I mean, because you already tried HR. I personally, the last resort would be like, hey, I've never got my money. I've waited patiently, I may have to like file a complaint or something. I don't know if that, I mean, they may rub them off the wrong way, but I mean, you're already going to call them. And so the last resort would probably be me telling them that I'm going to file a complaint, and that would probably push them to give it to you, and then if they don't do it, and then like, I personally would say that, stop with what happened years ago. Get your ass get your ass back in the drive set and start moving forward. I wish you can come on a live stream, Debbie. Debbie says, stop with what happened years ago. No, I was telling you, I interned years ago. Get your ass back in the drive set and start moving forward. Stop with what happened 10 years ago. Times have changed so much and you can do it. This is not going to be easy, but I believe in you. You can just... Yeah, I know I can do it. That's funny. You're just telling me stuff that I've done already. But yeah, I mean, I can do the job. It's just, again, Debbie, since I got to speak slowly for you to understand. I've had interviews, but I've turned, like, several I've turned down because of the salary, and I wanted more, and the ones that I've wanted, I couldn't get it because of CDC reasons and because of an unethical reason, for a contract, so. But it's gonna happen. It's coming. I already got it. That's the thing. I got it already. I got it. I've got it. I just haven't made the announcements. I've got it already. Got it. Yeah, boy. Got it already. She's funny though. Stop with the what happened years ago. Yes. Debbie, where's my super chat at? Or you didn't send me nothing on my birthday on my Cash App. You know what? Someone sent me something on the Cash App, which thank you, and I still haven't transfer that over. I know there's like a Cash App card I can order or something, or I could transfer it over or something, but I'm still not 100% with how to use Cash App. But yeah, y'all been sitting in this car for hours, and I got taco shells, which is okay. It's not gonna mess up. Debbie, you're funny. All right, I'm sorry, Lorette. That's happening. I know it must be stressful, especially during these times that everything is expensive. Give me an update on that and let me know what happens. Trust me, I've been stressing out. You know, just like people try to blacklist you in this industry and stuff like that. Like, so I had a situation happen too. It's because like a contract, you know, just didn't work out on my end because it's something I didn't want to sign because it was not accurate. And I took it to the board, and that person is allegedly calling people in a certain state and telling them that I have a character flaw or something, you know, lying about my name and stuff like that. And so that just pissed me off. I don't have it as proof, but someone sort of implied that they've been briefed about me as a character flaw because, I don't know, I just didn't get along with a certain person and they told me that. So let's just put it that way. Done already, just getting your foot in. They're not going to pay you what you want. You got to prove you are worth every penny. I know, Debbie. I know. But a lot of the times, I'm telling you, a lot of times there's people who won Emmys or who've been Emmy nominated. They pay their dues in this industry and they still aren't getting the pay that they deserve. She said I went to Debbie is funny. Debbie said, I've always sent you money, but you went to the dark side. No, I haven't went to the dark side. Well, I guess for your version, it could have been the dark side, but I haven't been making videos about that. So clearly I want to do another approach because it's toxic. It's stressful. It's toxic and it's bad for my soul. And I just, you know, I don't want to do that anymore. Debbie, you're funny. I wish I can hear your voice. I wish you can come on my StreamYard, but she's funny, y'all. Moisturize with cocoa butter. All right, Kevin, buy me some cocoa butter and send it to me. By the way, I have a P.O. box. I just never told y'all. I don't use it for like YouTube reasons, but I know like when I first moved into my other place, a lot of people were like, send me your P.O. box, your address, whatever. I'll send you some. This is like a while back, but I've never done that, you know. But I do have a P.O. box that I use. Damn, and I forgot to check it. That's one thing I didn't do. I checked it yesterday, but I've been trying to check it every day. What's today, y'all? Saturday? I'll check it tomorrow. Because tomorrow, the mail doesn't go on Sunday, so I can check it tomorrow. Debbie, you're funny. No, I haven't gone to the dark side. I don't want people to think that. All right. Well, as much as I want to stay on, I do want to go because I have my microwave in the back and my taco shells and my hot sauce that I bought. I was so upset with you. You are so much better than that. You lost a lot of your audience. I did lose a lot of my audience. You're right. But I was there from the beginning, and one day I didn't even know who you were. I know a lot of people. I know I lost a lot of audiences, and I would go too far to say I've lost some relationships that could have became like I've lost, relationships that could have became like business relationships. But you know, I believe everything happens for a reason. And so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, there's God. God owns the world. God sets the rules, not humans. Thank God. And so, yeah, so I mean, that's why I haven't been really doing political stuff or talking about, you know, The View and yada yada yada. I've watched the show yesterday. I don't think I've watched all the clips, but I've watched all the Barbara Walter ones. But I don't know if I watched all the clips from yesterday. But yeah, so I didn't mean to make you upset, but yeah, I did lose a lot of my audience. And it's not just because of my views. I think part of it is because it's also because, well, I don't know, maybe because when Megan left and stuff. So, because I went viral off for The View, you know, for covering her and stuff. So, I appreciate it. But yeah, as soon as I get my foot in the door in the newsroom, I feel like I'm gonna make another channel about journalism and stuff like that, as opposed to, you know, doing hot topics and stuff. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know if it's the ADHD. I don't have ADHD. I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed, or depression or whatever, but like I just lose interest in, like, I loved Larry King. Like, Larry King, one thing I liked about Larry King is, like, he talked to anybody. No matter what party, he talked to them. He interviewed anyone, you know. And I know I can talk to anyone. And so, like, but what's popular in media now is the one-sided stuff. Sort of. Like, you got to pick a side, and then you just got to be against the other side and talk about the other side, being anti the other side, you know, so. Well, thank you, Debbie. Debbie been going off on me sometimes on this live stream. Excuse me. But yeah, I appreciate the engagement. Who've known titling I finally bought a microwave would get people. That's the truth. It's in the back. I paid $55 for a it's like, you know, a basic microwave. It's the mainstay. And I'm excited that I have a microwave. Ain't that something? That I'm excited. So when you get older, you get excited for stuff that you never really cared for when you're younger. So yeah, I get excited over a microwave. All right, y'all. Well, I'll probably come on later. What time is it? It's 7 here, 7:23, 7 something. But I'll probably come on later on and talk to you all. But yeah, I need to go make my tacos. I'm not going to do it on my live stream because I was touching my phone and I was touching my chicken wings. And that's probably the reason why I had food poisoning, because they say that the phone is literally, isn't it like worse than like a toilet seat or like a flush or something? You see what I mean? Like, the phone has a lot of germs. I remember reading something where it said like the germs on a phone is worse than like the toilet. I don't know. I believe it though. I will send $100 in the next few weeks if I can see. You're funny. No, I don't want your money. I was just joking. No, like, honestly, I don't need your money. You know, if I see a change in you, I don't like how that sounds. I was saying for my birthday that passed, but you're funny. Massage my P.O. box, and that's creepy. I'm not doing that. You know, that is creepy. But maybe one day when I move or something, because I really don't get nothing in the mail, honestly, because everything's online and stuff. So honestly, I rarely get stuff in the mail. Deal. I have always done what I said I would do. Right? Yeah, but just, it doesn't sound right when you tell someone I would send you $100 in the next few weeks if I see a change in you. Obviously, there is a change. I haven't really been making videos because it's just like I've been thinking on, you know, my path and stuff. So, it is what it is. It is like I just when I left Walmart and you weren't on here, I there was a microwave that I bought during in the aisle where there has entertainment by the TVs, and then there was a microwave in the cookingware section, and so I went on both sides, and then there was this cute lady, like like I went on that side to check the price to see if it was any different, and she asked me, she said, which microwave would be better? You know, what you think? I'm like, I'm not a chef. You're asking the wrong person. I'm just trying to find me a basic microwave. And I was trying to compare prices and stuff like that. And this woman was 93 years old. She had no cane. I think she was walking and everything. Um, and she asked me if I was Latino. And I was like, no, you know, my parents are Palestinian. I was like, it's a whole other conversation with that in Israel and stuff like that. And so the mom, clearly she's from France, but her daughter was probably in her 50s, American like myself, and no accent, nothing. You wouldn't even know that the daughter like was French or nothing. You just think like any common person like would just like if you like ran across her, you think, oh, she's a blonde girl, you know, white girl, whatever. Um, but yeah, so anyways, the mom was like, she was like, yeah, I wanted to teach back then, but they wouldn't let me teach because I have an accent, which compared to now, there's a lot of teachers who can't even speak English teaching on a college level. And the mom she was asking me if I watched this on TV, and I told her I haven't had a TV in over 10 years. And her daughter was like, well, how do you like get the news, or how do you watch things? I'm like, well, I have a laptop and on my phone. I'm on YouTube. Like, I watch YouTube stuff. And she was like, oh, well, there is a bias on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, there is a bias on YouTube. But I mean, I use YouTube for, I also use YouTube for when I was in college, or when I watch entrepreneurs or vloggers, you know, bloggers, whatever. So, stuff like that. And then so I was asking the mom if she taught her Spanish, her daughter, who was right there beside her. So like her daughter really don't know much French. And then I was saying, well, yeah, in certain areas like in Texas and Miami, like they're starting to making it like in a lot of jobs, it's a requirement for you to know Spanish. And I was like, well, I can understand why some people don't like that, because again, it's hard to learn a second language. But then again, I could kind of see where it's like it can be an extra skill for a requirement, because here in America, there's not like a definite governmental type of language, right? Like you can come to this country without even speaking English. And the daughter did not like that I said that. She was like, well, what do you mean? He was like, a lot of people here speak English. They speak other languages. I'm like, well, it's not like a requirement. Like English is my first language too, I told her, but it's not a requirement for me to live here and stuff like that. So the daughter, she said she's conservative, but she's like her mom. She's not into her mom. She's like in the middle. She's like fiscally conservative, socially liberal. And then I told the woman, I'm like, I don't know what I am, because as soon as you tell somebody what you are, they're going to pinpoint you to a certain politician and your certain views. But I told her I'm open-minded to hearing whatever. So I didn't really go down that route with the politics, surprisingly. You see, look, I'm growing, y'all. I'm growing. Though I'm open-minded, I don't care what her politics were. But yeah, so the mom, she was cute, the 93-year-old. And then we started talking about Barbara Walters. I was like, Barbara Walters actually passed away. She was 93 years old. And stuff. But yeah, so we had a good conversation. It's not right for you to ask me to send you money. I didn't ask you to send me money. I was just joking. But I did, because I believe you were a great man and had potential. And one day I went to your channel and couldn't believe what you were saying. And I would go to your channel for months. I was so sad to hear the things you were saying. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry, Debbie. I'll give you a hug. That's not my intention to make you cry. Stop that. Love you and moisture. Kevin, I've never used cocoa butter. I mean, I've used cocoa butter body wash before. Like, I like the smell, but I don't put anything on my face. Water, literally water. It could be jeans too, but water is all I ever used. I wash my face. That's it. Wash your face. Wash your face. That's it. But I didn't mean to make you cry, Debbie. But yeah. So, yeah, cute little lady and stuff. And her daughter said, thank you, you're really kind, because her mom she just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. But I didn't mind talking to the mom, you know, because I like talking to older people and stuff. I like talking to anyone, but older people too. And And then I went to get my microwave, and then they had a guy with a Tulane shirt on, and he was looking at me because you know how certain things you buy from the store, a lot of the boxes, they're damaged. So I kept moving certain boxes because a lot of them were damaged. And I'm like, I ain't about to buy me a box that's damaged. The microwave probably damaged. He was looking at me, and so I made conversation. I was like, yeah, I'm moving these boxes because, you know, some of the boxes are damaged and open and stuff like that. And he just looked at me and walked away. And a lot of people that go to Tulane, they're like that. He's an older guy. He had a Tulane shirt on. But a lot of people I've heard that go to Tulane, it's like a lot of people go there that either A, has a lot of money. A lot of people go there that has a lot of money. Let's just say that. Because they charge like $80,000 a semester, which is like $160,000 a year for two. Now, this is 6 figures for a year. And so a lot of people from that school, a lot of them, they act highbrow and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So he didn't comment on me. He didn't say nothing back. But yeah, so but no, Debbie, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm really happy to see. They always say this. I think Bill Gates is the one that said that. And Joy Behar started saying that. Once you start spewing out your political beliefs, you're going to upset at least half the country. And that's correct. Because not everybody's going to agree with you. So once you start spewing out your politics, half of the people in the world are going to be mad at you, right? And so that's actually a profound statement because it's true. How long you been following me? Maybe like 2 years, though. For the past year, I've been like, you know, just kind of like finding, because I honestly felt betrayed too. I felt how you felt, you know, in terms of like the Democrats and stuff like that. So I felt how you felt, and so I'm over it now. It took me a year to get over it. I'm over it. I kind of felt like you just lost who you are. Like, you're like, wait, I thought they were this or they were that. And so it's like the party has changed extremely. But yeah, so my goal is not to offend people. But then again, like, people are going to be offended. People get offended for small stuff these days, like small things, you know. Just the times we live in. Ugh. I know you're older, I know, but you're still, 76 is not older, but I know you are in the 70s, so I didn't mean to make you cry. About 3 years? All right, so since I was talking about Meghan McCain, yeah, I mean, y'all told me one time on my live stream, what? But no, with me, when I focus on something, like let's say I'm focusing on fixing something or stuff, like sometimes like I'll be so focused like that I can look mean. You know, which is I gotta fix my face. You know how females say they got a resting bitch face? Like, so I have a resting man face, you know. Oh my God. Wait, I am also, you're 67, not 76? That's a typo? Okay, yeah, but like, I didn't mean to make you cry though, you know. I'm sorry. But yeah, I did lose a lot of people, you're right. I lost like a lot, you know, probably like 400 subscribers maybe, you know, which is not a lot compared to a lot of content creators, but to me that's a lot. So you're 67, not 76. So at first you wrote you're 76, and now you're writing, okay. Yeah, I got you. I understand. But no, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm a nice person. I'm not mean. I mean, I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, there's times where sometimes you got to be a little bit mean to get what you want. Like, for example, if you're trying to get your refund, which I had to deal with recently because my prescription on my glasses were off and stuff like that, and I wanted my refund. They're like, well, we have a policy, you know, and I called corporate, and they had an attitude with me, and I had an attitude back and stuff. And so I ended up getting my refund. So sometimes you got to be a little bit bold in order to get what you want. And I remember Trump telling Wendy Williams that when he was on her show. But they ended up privating that video, even when Wendy still had her show. That you can no longer find that interview. But I remember he was like, Wendy, Trump told her this. He was like, Wendy, you know this. Because, I mean, you're in this career, you're in this business. He's like, you have to be a little bit mean to get what you want. And in a way, he's not wrong with that, because if you're nice, a lot of people take your niceness for weakness. And so, like, sometimes you got to show a little bit, you got to be a little bit aggressive. You just have to, But yeah, so and somebody either is gonna unsubscribe or leave because I said Trump, because I said Trump was correct in that way, and he was correct. I know you are a nice person. I think you are incredibly smart, incredibly smart. We were talking last, but I do believe in you. Well, thank you, but no, I don't want your money. You don't got to send me money. I was just joking about that. I know a lot of YouTubers, like, they get a lot of super chat money, like a lot of super chat money, but I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so I do love YouTube though, despite, the pros and cons. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get off. I might just finish watching The View. I didn't finish it yesterday, the day before yesterday. Or was it yesterday? What's today? Saturday? So Friday show. Yesterday's show. I don't think I finished Friday's show. Yeah, you gave me super chat money. YouTube takes I think 50. No, they take 30% of that. So I don't get the whole thing. They take 30%. But don't be sending YouTubers money. Don't be sending super chat money to YouTubers and then be going in their comments saying, I gave you money, yada, yada, yada. You see what I mean? Like, you can't be doing that, Debbie. Once you send that money, it's like, so that's the thing. It's kind of like, I don't believe in borrowing money. I believe in giving that person money and then not expecting to get it back, because that ruins friendships and that ruins family and stuff like that. So when I give someone money, I'm not expecting to get it back, so I see it as a gift, so I have no PayPal. They charge a fee when you send money. I have a Cash App. Cash App doesn't charge a fee. I actually do have a PayPal. I just never linked it to my YouTube, but they take a deduction from that when you send people money. But Cash App doesn't. Cash App is easy. You just gotta download it on your phone. Yep, they take a lot of money. It's not my platform. They take 30% of super chat money, and then they take 55% of like the advertising money. We don't get everything. If we got everything, trust me. Why do you think YouTubers got sponsorships and t-shirts and mugs and other things going on? Because you got to have multiple streams of income. But yeah, so no, we don't get everything. Stay open-minded. I am open-minded, but true to yourself and must. All right, Kevin. I just downloaded Cash App maybe a month or so ago. From my birthday, I downloaded it. And some people sent me stuff, but I don't have the card yet. I need to order the card, the Cash App card. Because when I had a Patreon, a lot of y'all was using the Cash App card for the Patreon. Like when people was donating on Patreon, like I was getting like the most I got. And Patreon even take money. Patreon take a percentage too. Like I was getting like before, after the percentages, I was getting like maybe $230 a month. And then it went low and low until like, when I changed my views and stuff like that, people start like, they're like, nope, we're not supporting this. We're not supporting. So now I get like $25. Somebody's still giving me money. I think I know who it is, but I didn't really check because I haven't been on Patreon in a while. But even Patreon, they take money. They take a percentage. So I think it's like 20% maybe. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. Well, it's their platform. It's, content creators, we don't own. Now, if you make your own website, well, technically no. Well, I know the website applies the same too, because I don't own the platform. So it's like, that's why when you're on YouTube, you see advertisement. So they get paid through advertisers, right? And so they show advertisers on our videos. And so the way that works is they take a portion of that, right? And then the money that they get from advertisers, and then we get the other portion. But the thing is, we have to grow our own audience. So it's like we have to. So basically, YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be in our program. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time. It's not just YouTube. Like YouTube is the highest paying platform. TikTok does it. Instagram does it. You know, it's like, you know, they want their money. So it's not my platform. And so, I mean, I'm not mad about them for doing that, you know, but we don't get everything. And it's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you get like a lot of views per month, depending on what you talk about. So depending on what genre you talk about. So like if you talk about entrepreneurship and let's say you get like 1 million views per month, per 1,000 views, you probably get like $70. Count that, do the math. So with 1 million views, and let's say if they get $1,000, excuse me, if they get like $70 per 1,000 view, if that's the math, you know, and they make 1 million views a month, they're probably making 6 figures a year. That's just what YouTube alone. You know, so they're probably making maybe, I don't know, 10 grand or maybe 12, 13 grand a month just off of YouTube. And that's what the cut. That's what they're cut. But then you got to pay taxes on that. Now you got to pay taxes, and that's a whole nother situation. So not only they take a percentage, you get that money, but you also got to pay taxes on it. She said... she said I would have mailed you the money. No, you don't have to do that. No, but Cash App, they don't, like, I got 2 people sent me something. Cash App doesn't, they don't take money, you know. So, you're funny. I send a lot of money to others. I did not know that takes that much. Most of my donations are paid through PayPal. So, see, if you have a PayPal card, yeah, so if you have a PayPal, I think with PayPal, I think you could send it through Cash App too. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm probably can. I don't know, but even PayPal, when you send money through PayPal, well, hold on, I'm trying to think. I think when you send somebody money through PayPal to another PayPal, I think they take money from I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure, but like, so if you have a YouTube channel and you have PayPal through YouTube or Patreon through YouTube, they don't deduct any fee. But when you want to send it to like a bank or whatever, quickly they'll take like 10%, or you have to wait like the next business day or something. But yeah, so Patreon, Teespring, all of these t-shirt sites, like, yeah, a lot of them, they take a percentage. No, I mean, I could find out through research. I just need to order the PayPal card. I'm fine with not a PayPal card, excuse me, with the Cash App card. I'm fine with having a Cash App card. I don't care. Like, I can use that. I honestly don't even want to have, like, I don't even trust banks like that. Like, a lot of people don't trust banks. They just have a checking account, they pay their bills, and they just, you know, they keep their money elsewhere and stuff like that. So, yes, I mean, I don't mind. I'm gonna order me a Cash App card. But I think if someone has a PayPal account and they send money to someone else with a PayPal account, I don't know if PayPal takes a percentage from that. Debbie, you may know. Do they take a percentage? They probably do. And Cash App, I do send money to their Cash App card. Yeah, I have Cash App. My Cash App is on my Cash App is the JOA official. That's my Cash App. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I have Cash App now. I just need to order the card. Like my Cash App is activated. It's the JOA official. TheJoaOffIcial. That's my Cash App. And so when the two people sent me something, I got a notification that they sent it, you know. So yeah, I have Cash App. Because a lot of people kept telling me, get PayPal, get a Cash App, yada, yada, yada. They're like, I don't want to do Super Chat. I don't want to do Patreon. And so, you know, I finally got a Cash App. Yes, so I had someone send me 25 for my birthday, and I got the full 25. And then someone else last week or 2 weeks ago, they sent me $50. And yeah, I got the full 50. So yeah, I got the full 75 on my Cash App. I miss your Meghan McCain videos. I know a lot of people do. Report on another foul person in the meeting. I used to, a lot of people do, but you know, things change, you know, so. I don't know, I actually liked her on The View. Like, I just liked, because she made it entertaining, you know what I mean? Like, I liked hearing the opposing view. Even when Jedediah was on it, I liked hearing, like, her view. Like, you see what I mean? Like, Alyssa Farah, she's not really giving me that. She's not giving it to me yet, at least. But when Meghan was on, Jedediah Bila was on, like, I liked hearing a different perspective. So, you know, Meghan actually, she made it entertaining. Now, was it toxic for people to watch? Some people, for sure. Was it toxic for me to watch? No. Like, I actually found it to be entertaining. And it's the reason why you're here, because of her. So, yeah, but with Cash App, no, they don't take anything. I still have 75 on there. I didn't even use it. You have to put your Cash card online. I cannot remember what it is. Put it in your, you know what I am trying to say. Yeah, I probably just gotta order the debit card or something, the Cash App card. Or I could just send it to my account, but you know, I'd rather just order it. But yeah. So it's TheJoa. I gotta be on my laptop to type. It won't let me type on here. The JOA official. But if you look at my community page, you should see it. Like, I made a post about it. But yeah, so. But yeah, so I'm grateful that I have, you know, this YouTube channel, because, you know, when I am depressed or I am bored or whatever, you know, y'all make it better because I get to talk to you all and stuff. So thank you so much. And I've been in this car literally I left Walmart and I just been live streaming. See, that should tell y'all how much I like to talk to y'all. You see, you know, because I've been on here for how long? 190 minutes almost, 182. So what, 182 minutes? That's like 3 hours and 2 minutes, 3 hours. You know, there's this, I know I might sign up for it because I'm on live stream so much. There's this website. It's called Cambly. It's like you get to teach either adults. I think it's $10 an hour to teach adults English. When I say adults, you're having a conversation, so you're not really teaching. But I mean, it's a stepping stone if you want to be a ESL teacher. It's this site called Cambly, and so you get to speak with adults that want to learn English. You get to have conversations for $10 an hour. I think it's like 20 cents a minute or 12 cents a minute, I believe. But when you calculate it, it comes up to be 10 an hour, 12 an hour. And then there's one for children where it's $2 an extra, $2 extra, so it's 12 an hour. And I'm like, you know what? I'll be on live stream for so long where I can just be on this site. First, you got to get accepted. But it's not hard to get accepted, though. I could be on this site talking to people that want to learn English. for hours. And I know $10 an hour is not a lot, or $12 an hour for the kids is not a lot, but I mean, it's something, you know, especially if you like talking. So if you're on there for, like, literally, I could be on my live stream for 8 hours. I've been on live streams on here for 8 hours before. And with $12 an hour, that's $96. That's $96. Yeah, so it's the JOA official, Debbie. So when you go on Cash App, when you send the money, you got to send it to the username. So that's the username, the TheJoaOffFICIAL. I put it on my community page. You just got to scroll down some more, because that was maybe a month ago. You know, only 2 people liked it, or maybe I liked it, but then one other person liked it. But yeah, so but yeah, this if you want to make extra money, it's called Cambly, you know. I may sign up for it just to see how it goes. You get to make, that's some side money. Hey, if you can do like 8 hours a week, that's $96 before taxes, you know, and that can be some extra money. Another stream of income. You can just sit there and converse with adults that want to speak English, or if you have patience, converse with children. And it's a good thing to, if you want to go into teaching, or if you just want to make extra money. Especially with everything so high. All right, y'all, I'm about to get off because I got to go home. You know, I may come on later tonight. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everybody that showed up. Have a good night.